And good evening, everyone, and welcome to Robinson Hale Stadium here on the campus of Mississippi College in Clinton, where it is homecoming 2023 as the MC Choctaws welcome the Chowan University Hawks. I'm Reed Vance along with Charlie Williams. Zach Sewell joins us here in just a minute. The Choctaws coming in with a record of 2-4 on the season, coming off a very disappointing loss last week to Valdosta State University. Only managed 10 points offensively. The Hawks come in at 0-7, so you would think here's a chance for the Choctaws to get back in the win column. And Charlie, as we look at the offensive game plan tonight for the Choctaws, 2 fresh starters on the offensive line, perhaps due to the fact that the Choctaws are throwing the ball a bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. Both guys, Will Baggett at left guard and at center Seth Russo, both in the about 300-pound range. So, you know, a passing offense, you want bigger guys that can sit back and pass block, and I wonder if those two are going to end up being that. But something else to watch for with any team is when you swap out your center, can Seth Russo and Cam Davis get that chemistry that you need between a center and a quarterback to get those exchanges consistent and make the adjustments on the offensive line that a center has to make? It'll be interesting to see how they adjust.
It will also be interesting to see how the Choctaws' running game evolves throughout the course of this ball game. We'll talk about that more as our broadcast continues. But first of all, let's go down to Zach Sewell. Zach, this Choctaws defense, the run defense, has given up a lot of yards lately, but they've got a real chance tonight because this Chowan offensive line doesn't really handle pressure very well. All right, we'll get back to Zach here in just a few minutes. Right now, we're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we will have our interview with head coach John Bland. Stay with us. Choctaws football will continue in a moment.
There was a time when a person's word was enough, a time when a handshake meant something, and integrity really mattered. For over 70 years, the values of Farm Bureau Insurance have been rooted in hard work, faith, and family. In that time, we've seen the world change in many ways. What hasn't wavered is Farm Bureau Insurance's commitment to our customers to protect their way of life and serve the communities in which they live when they need us most. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
The if in life, it's a world of possibilities. If you go for a night out with friends, if you can keep an eye on your money along the way, if you know you have overdraft protection with no fee transfers from savings, when you get a low balance alert, it's easier to say yes to fun. If that sounds good, try Regions Life Banking.
Stay ready for the if in life. Regions Bank embrace the if in life.
We're with Mississippi College head coach John Bland as we look ahead to this evening's homecoming game against Chowan University. But, Coach, first of all, let's take a look back at the Valdosta State game. I know that was a tough loss for your team. Just a couple of turnovers in key moments proved to be, I think, some pretty pivotal points in that football game.
Yeah, there were. And there's a little bit of execution on our part. You know, some of the things, we were about to go in the end zone. We had first and goal right there, about to have it. Ron Creighton is a hard runner, just had a great drive there to start off the game. And he was extending the ball and trying to get it in the end zone, and you know, of course, probably should have just, well, we know what he should have done, just kept it tight to his body, and we'd have gone the next play and probably gone in the end zone. So that would have been 7 points for sure, would have helped us. We know that, and he's learned from that. Hopefully we can overcome it, though, and we just, we moved the ball pretty good. I think we all, you know, had 360 yards of offense throughout the day, and just didn't, it could have probably had more. You know, as you look at the film, we had opportunities. You know, in the passing game, in the running game, we had, but in the passing game for sure, the defensive backs for Valdosta were putting their hands on us. They were physical, something we hadn't seen as much of, but we still were getting open a little bit and had some chances. Cam has thrown the ball well. He missed a few that he probably wished he had back, but you know, it was, you need those in those tight games like that, in those big ball games. So it was close. It was disappointing to lose. For our whole team, I felt like our defense played not as good in the first half. They gave up a little too much. The second half shut them out, which was impressive. That was a talented offensive team Valdosta had.
You know, Valdosta State in their passing game, they didn't go long a whole lot. They just kind of took what they got them, you know, 6-7 yards per pass completion. I think that speaks to the quality of, especially the secondary. They really weren't going to challenge them all afternoon.
No, and they weren't. And that's a good thing, because they did have some receivers that could really go, and their quarterback had also ability to run the football. So it's not like you can just drop back and let him throw and take what they give you. They had to really take in consideration he could take off any minute now. So that our defense had a lot on their plate, and I thought that they did a real good job.
You know, this year I think the Choctaws have had some uncharacteristically games uncharacteristically where they've struggled in terms of penalties. But the last couple of games, they've really kind of gotten their act together. Only one penalty against the Choctaws this week, and that kind of discipline is what's going to take to win some of these games against tougher teams here on the schedule.
I mentioned that to the team the other day when we were watching the film, and one penalty, and it was a false start, and it was just one of our receivers took off just a little bit early, and that was impressive because it does. When you're in a battle and you're playing hard and aggressive, usually you'll have some penalties. Now, I wish they would have had a few more, to be honest with you.
One face mask I can remember, right?
Exactly. A late hit, you know. I thought, man, we got a couple of these. But anyway, I know the officials have a tough job, but I was thinking those were pretty easy. I told one of them, I said, look, when I get done coaching, I'm going to be an official. I'll never be wrong. Never be wrong. But, you know, that's not true. But that was that's the feeling you get sometimes. You wish you'd get a few more.
You know, speaking of the penalties and the officiating, I think it's been pretty good on the whole this year. But talk about just a little bit your opinion of this new replay system.
Well, I haven't won one yet. I wish I had more than one. If I missed the first one, then I'm out of them.
Right.
And so I tell the players, you know what, I trust them. But I'll say, are you sure you were in before I throw this red flag? Yes, coach, I was in. And then they say, no, coach, he wasn't. Well, I'm out of it now. You know what? And the kid's not going to say, no, coach, I don't think I was in. It's one of those things, and I wasn't sure. It was down there close to the end zone. I thought Ron might have got in, and you just never can tell. You know, one of the things that the Division I has, it's ahead of us. We do have 3 cameras on it, 2 end zones and a sideline, but, you know, they'll have a pylon cam, and they can see things a little better. They're zoomed in. A lot of cameras, which makes instant replay better. Now, what we did this for in Division II was to give us a chance. You know, if someone did fumble the ball, and if we did see it and it got overturned and it changed the outcome of the game, then that's what we were looking for. And you know, that may not always get the right one, but if it does, it'll help. And and to be honest with you, that's part of it, all those calls, but also a targeting call sometimes. You know, a kid, right, you only got so many games to play, and when someone gets a target and it's really not, they can overturn it pretty quick instead of waiting until halftime or over the weekend, you know, to make sure he doesn't sit out the next half. So it's going to be, it's an advantage, but it is not exactly perfect at this level.
Yeah, one of the Choctaws has had a really great year is Jason Betts on defense. Here's a young man, 4th year in the program. He's kind of bided his time. He's done everything you've asked him to do, and he's leading the team this year in tackles, and I know you're proud of his progress.
No doubt about it. He is, if you watch him, you know, every play, and I'm watching the whole defense as they perform, but when you watch that film, you see him, man, he's a lot of places. You know, he's got a nose for the football, and when he gets there, he's not very, very passive. He's very aggressive. He's a violent hitter and a tackler, and that's why he's leading our team in tackles right now. You know what? You have some guys that kind of fit their way through, and they want to be in the right spot. Jason Betts is like a bull right now. He's just getting with it and you know, making things happen, which is what you need as a middle linebacker.
All right, Chowan University is the opponent this week. They're winless on the season, but they've had a couple of close games. They led Valdosta into the 3rd quarter and gave West Georgia all they could handle this week, so you know it's not a game to take lightly. No doubt. They were ahead of Delta State at halftime. They're ahead of Valdosta State at halftime. These guys can play. And, yeah, the 0-7, I don't even want to hear that. That's, you know what, that's doesn't show what they can do. I'm talking about offensive. Their quarterback can play. He can make things happen. They got receivers that can score. They got defenders who can tackle, that can run. Everything they're doing, they're just very similar to us. You know, they're similar to a lot of teams in this league. They hadn't had much luck. They haven't had much success as far as the wins and losses, but they are competing. They're toe-to-toe with everybody in this league. You know, we've had great crowds this year for our first couple of home games. It's going to be homecoming. Sometimes I'll talk to high school coaches, and I know high school coaches hate homecoming because it's such a distraction for those kids. It's a different thing at the college level for sure, but there's a lot of activity this week. A lot of folks are going to come back, and I know the players really want to get a chance to win this week. No doubt. Homecoming's a special event, you know, and it's something that, like you said, our players at college, they don't know majority of the alumni that are coming back, and
It is a special moment, though, and I always love it because you see the love for Mississippi College. You see the alumni coming back who are showing their family, this is where I went to school, this is where I met your mom, this is this and that. I watched the ball games. This wasn't the stadium I was at, but, man, it's great to be back. All the things that show the tradition of Mississippi College is really, really good and big for us. Our players will have a few distractions, not distractions. They're celebrating the football team too. You know, you got party with the players during the week. You got some things, events that they're going to be at to show their appreciation too. But also they need to get the rest. And so that was some things that I've talked to them about all week long. We want to enjoy this as well. We don't have to be going to bed at 7 o'clock at night and all that. We want to make sure we're taking care of our bodies, being the best we can be on Saturday, because that's going to be what everybody wants to see at the end result of homecoming.
Coach, thanks so much for your time once again this week. Good luck in the game.
All right, thank you.
Mississippi College head coach John Bland with us as the Choctaws take on Chowan University.
The right bank. It just fits. With online and mobile tools that give you the freedom to do more. The power to make your dream home yours. And help your business stay on top. Technology that makes one bank fit you to a T. Trustmark. People you trust. Advice that works.
Ever wonder where the capital A in Chick-fil-A came from? It started with grade A, top quality chicken. But we believed everything, not just the food, should be grade A.
A is for above and beyond.
An extra level of care.
A game.
From caring for our guests and our community to cleanliness and safe service with a My Pleasure. A is for all the little things we do to bring you our best every day.
A little funky dance.
And that too.
All right, welcome back to Robinson-Hale Stadium as we get set for this evening's homecoming game between the Mississippi College Choctaws and the Hawks of Chowan University out of Murfreesboro, North Carolina. They're about an hour or so away from Newport News, Virginia. Beautiful part of the country. It's the first time these two schools have ever met. And here come the Choctaws out onto the field.
Nice crowd on hand for homecoming today.
It is. We've had a great crowd, a great slate of activities yesterday and today. Quad was full of Choctaw fans tailgating, and now our attention turns to this football game in Charlie against Valdosta State. The Choctaws just did not look all that good offensively, to be perfectly honest. They couldn't run the ball, they couldn't pass the ball, just had some issues moving the chains, and that's got to stop. That's got to get better here tonight. This offense has got to get going against a winless Hawks team.
Absolutely. I mean, there's no better opportunity for the Choctaws to kick it into gear than tonight against a team that's in the bottom or near or at the bottom of pretty much every defensive category in the conference right now. And I really look at this game a lot like we looked at the shorter game just a couple of weeks ago. It was an opportunity for Cam Davis to get comfortable and get going, and it's a very similar principle where you've just got to get him comfortable early, and then I think he's very much capable of making some plays throughout this game.
And we're going to see him early in this game because Chowan won the toss. They deferred to the second half, so the Choctaw offense is going to take the field first. In terms of points per ball game, Choctaws 19 points per ball game. That's 7th best in the league. The Hawks 17 points a game. That is 8th best in the league. So we're going to go down to Zach Sewell, who I think is with us now. And Zach, what can we expect from this Choctaw offensive line?
Absolutely, Reed. The Choctaws defense does have to have a little more production when getting to the quarterback. They've only given up 5 sacks this season, but on the flip side for Chowan, they've given up 28. So the defensive line needs to take what the Chowan gives them and get to the quarterback, because just like last week, as we saw in Sammy Edwards, there's another talented arm on the other side of the football in Rashad McGee. He's a senior, 6'2", 210 pounds, and the Choctaws need to keep him under duress today, as he is a top 5 quarterback in the GSC.
All right, thanks, Zach. We'll check back with him throughout the course of the ball game. Beautiful weather this evening, a little warm for late October. Mostly cloudy, 82, 33% humidity, slight southwesterly wind. And away we go from Robinson-Hale Stadium as the Choctaws will return the kick from the 8-yard line. Out to about the 28-yard line goes the Choctaw return man. That is Marcus Williams, and that's where MC will start. 1st and 10 of the starters on offense for Mississippi College. Frank Bean, Will Baggett, Seth Russo, and Cannon McCulley along with Garrett Franklin up front for Mississippi College. V. Williams, Javier Batiste, the starting wide receivers. Ron Creighton, R.J. Wilson, Marcus Williams, the running back, and Cam Davis, the first-year Choctaw out of Southwest Community College, has only completed a little over half of his passes. He's thrown for 3 touchdowns and an interception so far this season. From their own 29-yard line, the Choctaws will start 1st and 10. Davis to throw, under pressure, pass is tipped and incomplete. Intended for Jacob Stevens, getting the start at wide receiver.
And that's something we saw a lot of last week, where Davis gets under pressure. He'll fall onto that back foot and just loft it up, and more times than not, that one's going to be behind the receiver, exactly like what we just saw.
So an incomplete pass, and it's 2nd and 10 now for MC. Choctaws moving right to left, ball on the far side, hash mark. Davis takes the snap, hands it off. This is Williams bouncing to the outside, fights his way forward down to the 35-yard line. Defensively for the Hawks of Chowan University, up front, Jay Sean Alston, Quentin Perry, Trayvon Mitchell, and DeMarcus Carroll. The linebackers are Jordan Brown, Evan McGee, Kamer Carey, and the defensive backs, DeArmani Ridley, Nick Wilson on the corners, Abdul Ali and Jordan Johnson are the safeties. 3rd and 3, pass near side is caught by V. Williams out at the 38-yard line, so it's going to be just a little shy of the line to gain. 4th down, less than a yard. Choctaws are going to stay on the field with their offensive unit and go for it here, or are they? Kick unit coming closer and closer to the head coach. They're saying
offense is putting up a good,
get them back.
A good case, and I think Coach Bland's going to let them have this one.
So 4th down, less than a yard. And it's going to be a handoff to Marcus Williams. They got it easily across the 40. Marcus goes down to the 42. Chains move. 1st down, MC. And a whistle, and we've got an injured Hawk on the field.
Is that Quentin
Perry?
Perry?
It is Quentin Perry, the defensive lineman. Graduate student out of Middletown, Connecticut, a transfer from Southern Connecticut State University.
Looks like they're working on the left leg.
He's down around the 35-yard line, which would be in the backfield. Just underway, no score in the ball game. Tonight's starting lineups brought to you by CED, one of the nation's largest privately owned electrical distributors. CED's policy of service, integrity, and reliability is the driving force in every community they serve. Visit cedmagnolia.com for details. Let's go down to Zach. Nope, let's not go down to Zach on the field.
That's my fault. It looked like he was trying to signal that he had something to say.
We got a little bit of an issue tonight. We can hear Zach, but he can't hear us, which I'm sure most people at home are wishing they could say the same thing, but still, you get us tonight. All right, they're looking at Quentin Perry, and now he's going to hop up, not put a lot of pressure on that left leg. In fact, hardly any. He's going to hop to the sideline, and he will have to sit out at least a play. And it will be 1st and 10 for Mississippi College at their own 42-yard line as the sun begins to set here at Robinson-Hale Stadium in front of this, what will be a near packed home side of the stadium. All right. Perry has reached the sideline, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Mississippi College. From their own 42. Davis takes the snap, quick drop, near side pass. Jacob Smith caught at the 48, about a 5-6 yard gain.
And that pass to Smith and the earlier two-yard completion to V. Williams are very similar to what we saw a lot against Shorter. That's the kind of completion that you want to see if you're this offense, just those quick passes to the outside that Davis doesn't have to think a whole lot about.
On 2nd and 4, it's Williams between the tackles, and he's been doing a lot of that lately. Normally an option quarterback, but since Cam Davis has become the starter with the injury to John Henry White, not too many pitches. And so Williams gets the call between the tackles. It's going to be 3rd and 1. Just inside Hawks territory at the 49-yard line.
And even though Williams has been forced to run it between the tackles a lot more these past few weeks, he's still shown the explosiveness that we're used to from him.
And on 3rd and 1, he gets the first down to the 47-yard line. Choctaws move the chains again. They've been pretty efficient on 3rd downs this year, 44%. It looks like another Hawk slow to get up. That's Jay-Sean Alston, the defensive end. By the way, coming in to replace Quentin Perry for the Hawks is Derek Badley, 99. And the trainer ran out onto the field for Chowan, and Alston has to have a seat again. So we've got a timeout on the field. Timeout on the field. 12-11 to play in the first quarter. No score in the ball game. We'll take a break. Choctaws football will continue in a moment.
You practice that one thing over and over. After a few thousand reps, you master it. That's why the subspecialists at Mississippi Sports Medicine focus on one specific area of the body. So when they see you, they've seen your condition thousands of times. For a winning outcome, turn to Mississippi Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Center. Your life, our focus.
Ever wonder where the capital A in Chick-fil-A came from? It started with grade A, top quality chicken. But we believed everything, not just the food, should be grade A.
A is for above and beyond.
An extra level of care.
A game.
From caring for our guests in our community to cleanliness and safe service with a My Pleasure. A is for all the little things we do to bring you our best every day.
A little funky dance.
And that too.
Jay-Sean Alston, freshman defensive end from Chesapeake, Virginia, helped off the field for Chowan during that break. No score in the ball game. Opening drive for Mississippi College. They picked up a couple of first downs. They're out to the 47 of the Hawks. 2 wide to the right side, 1 to the left for Mississippi College. Cam Davis, the quarterback, drops back. Pump fake, going left sideline. Got a man right there, and it's overshot. Jacob Smith had 2 steps on his defender. And he had a linebacker in coverage, so that's a good matchup. But I think we're seeing here, we've talked about it since Davis has become a starter, Charlie, is the fact that he's got good zip on the fastball, but like a lot of big league closers, sometimes the accuracy is just not there yet.
Yeah, absolutely, and we saw it, perfect example of that on that play where Smith ran a little hitch and go, which is a great route to run after hitting on a couple of hitches like that, but just outside of his fingertips.
On a delay, Marcus Williams down to the 43-yard line. Junior out of Donaldsonville, Louisiana, has rushed for over 400 yards this year. It's been he and Ron Creighton sharing time in the backfield. We'll talk about their performance a little bit later on. There's some interesting trends between those two. Here it's 3rd down 7 for MC. They need the 37 to convert. Late comer to the Chowan defense. Davis to throw on the run, and the pass is nearly intercepted. The safety, Jordan Johnson, stepping in front of the pass. But for a minute there, Charlie, it was 12 against 11. Or I hope it was 12 against 11. I hope it wasn't 12 against 13. But the Hawks ran an extra guy on there at the very end, and they force a 4th down, and here comes the punting unit onto the field. Michael Shine, who's had an excellent season. He is the leading punter in the Gulf South Conference, averaging 45 yards per kick with a chance here to pin him deep as the line of scrimmage is the Hawks' 44. Doesn't need a boomer, just needs one with short hang time, and he's got it. And it's going to be caught by a Choctaw at the 7. Good kick by Shine. 11-12 to play in the first quarter, no score in the ball game. Now let's take a look at this Chowan University offense. And up front, there are some big boys. Daniel Horn, 335. Noah Horton, 350. Major Dillard, 330. Leon Johnson 315 and Stephen Graves at 315. The starting wideouts are Noah Toaster and Demetrius Moore. The running backs Romeo Felton, Siobhan Harkless, and Rashad McKee is their quarterback out of Huber Heights, Ohio, has thrown for nearly 1,500 yards this season.
And McKee also the leading rusher on this team as well. He's got just over 400 yards on the ground, though he's also under pressure quite a lot as he only averages 1.8 yards per carry.
Going deep on the first play from scrimmage, and that's too long for Tyree Holloway. And you notice in the formation there, running back to either side of the quarterback and then one behind him. And they throw the ball, and it's an incomplete pass, and it's 2nd and 10.
And that full house pistol look that we saw out of Chowan is one that really opens up a lot of opportunities because those two shorter backs have the opportunity to be passing or receivers or blockers for a heavy run.
So it's going to be 2nd down 10. Another late add to the lineup for the Hawks. And the officials are going to stop play because the Hawks have to call a timeout. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
They had 2 seconds left on the play clock.
That's what it was. So we've got a timeout on the field. 11:06 to play here in the first quarter. We'll take a quick break. No score in the ball game, and Choctaws football will continue in a moment.
There was a time when a person's word was enough, a time when a handshake meant something, and integrity really mattered. For over 70 years, the values of Farm Bureau Insurance have been rooted in hard work, faith, and family. In that time, we've seen the world change in many ways. What hasn't wavered is Farm Bureau Insurance's commitment to our customers to protect their way of life and serve the communities in which they live when they need us most. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
This Choctaw defense led by Deshaun Washington, Jalen Gibson, and Scott Burton up front. The linebackers are Braden Ziegler, Jason Betts, and Zach Hammond. The corners are Jacoby Graves and Braxton Hall. The safeties Grant Watts, David Brown, and Nick Grady with 3 picks this season. No score in the ball game. 11:06 to play in the first. 2nd down 10 here for the Chowan Hawks from their own 8-yard line and a running play, and not much there at all. Choctaws swallow him up at the line of scrimmage. That's a running play for Romeo Felton, a sophomore out of Akron, Ohio. He is averaging only 3 yards per rush. We talked about the size of this Chowan offensive line, but they don't really give a lot of room to run, and they don't really give a lot of time for McKee to throw.
Now, this is a unit that's really struggled all season. Like I mentioned earlier, McKee averaging 1.8 yards per carry, even though he's a pretty good runner, just because he gets sacked so much.
3rd and 10, and McKee to throw. Under pressure, steps up, will run. He can do that well. Slips off his tackler, and then is decked at the 19-yard line, and the ball comes loose. Choctaws say they have it. Coming out of the pile last was Braxton Hall, and he's limping a little bit. Who's got the football, though? Hall still down on the turf. I didn't see that there was an indication of a turnover, but Hall is injured. And so athletic trainer Matt Verrett will go out and take a look at the 4th-year man, junior from Hoover, Alabama. He's been a great part of this league-leading secondary. And he'll hobble over to the sideline for a moment and have to sit out a play. I didn't see an indication of a turnover, did you, Charlie?
I did not.
It is going to be a 1st down pickup to the 19-yard line for the Chowan Hawks.
It's a pretty favorable spot.
I think you're right.
The ruling may be that he lost possession and then they were able to jump back on it to get the 1st down.
Well, McKee does that. He did what he does best, and that is scramble and pick up yardage. 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line for the Hawks. They'll send a man in motion, give it to him on the sweep to the near side, and it's going to be out of bounds to the 22-yard line. A punishing hit out of bounds there by the Choctaw defender.
That was Trajan Anderson Watts with the hit.
Yeah, coming right in to replace Braxton Hall. 4-yard gain, 2nd down, 6.
And Anderson Watts, a bit of an undersized guy at only, I believe, 5'8", but showing that he has no lack of power with that hit.
Up. Hattiesburg High School, second-year man. He's a senior. Went to Coahoma Community College before coming to MC. Second down 6 now for the Hawks. No score in the ball game. 9:15 to play in the first. And a running play for Felton. And Felton spins around, and they get swallowed up behind the line of scrimmage along the near side. And it's, let's see, who is that? 15.
I think Jalen Gibson was the one that finally got there.
Gibson, the defensive lineman, makes the tackle. 3-yard gain, second down. Check that, third down, 7. Hawks successful only on 31% of third downs this season. And the Choctaws defensively on third down, giving up 37%. So 3rd and 7. Line to gain is the 29 for the Hawks. Felton in the backfield to the left of Rashad McGee. Choctaws show a little blitz coming on the corner, and the pass is caught by Felton out of the backfield, and he's going to be tackled along the far sideline at the 25, and that's not enough for the first down.
And Jacoby Graves delivers another huge hit by this Choctaw defense in this first quarter.
You know, the Choctaws don't blitz a lot, and they don't have many sacks, but tonight might be the exception that proves the rule there because they got really good pressure off the corners.
Yeah, but despite not getting the first down on the play, really nice play call by the Chowan offensive staff to call that screen against a blitz and almost made the Choctaws pay.
And the Choctaws may have gotten a piece of that kick. In fact, they did. The punt by Patrick Talbot will be down at the midfield stripe. I'm not sure who got their paws on it, but somebody did. And so the Choctaws are set up just shy of the 50-yard line for this, their second drive of the game. 7:38 to play. No score in the ball game. Before every home game, one lucky MC student has a chance to punt, pass, and kick from the one goal line to the other. In the Chick-fil-A Punt, Pass, and Kick Challenge, a chance to win free Chick-fil-A for a year. Download the Chick-fil-A One app today to order, redeem points, and earn rewards with every purchase. 7.5 remaining in the first. No score in the game. Second drive for Mississippi College. It's a handoff to Williams. Steps over his blocker. And out to the 49-yard line he goes. That's Seth Russo, the new center in there, the senior out of Cottondale, Alabama. And he's the new snapper. And Will Baggett is at left guard, listed as the starter. And I think that's him out there. Second down 8. Throw near side, way too high, intended for V. Williams.
Choctaw sideline wants pass interference against Nick Wilson, but I think you're right with that one being uncatchable.
By the way, it's Levi Lott playing left guard instead of Baggett. So Levi Lott at left guard. And it is 3rd down 8. Line to gain for the Choctaws, the 41. Davis scrambles out right side, going to throw down the right sideline, and incomplete, intended for Jacob Stevens.
And I think he got a little bit too greedy there as Marcus Williams had a little bit of space short of the line to gain, but could have possibly turned that up and picked up the first down.
Choctaws got 2 first downs in the opening drive and then stalled at midfield. Now they don't get anything in midfield and will punt the football away.
And the Choctaws in this game, you've noticed, have gone to a lot more rollouts and play action passes, probably to try and get a little more separation for their receivers, but I'm not sure that that's worked out the way they want it to because Davis has just not looked very comfortable.
Michael Shine with an outstanding punt down at the 1-yard line. Timeout with 6:46 to play. First quarter, no score. We'll take a quick break. Choctaws football will continue in a moment.
You practice that one thing over and over. After a few thousand reps, you master it. That's why the subspecialists at Mississippi Sports Medicine focus on one specific area of the body. So when they see you, they've seen your condition thousands of times. For a winning outcome, turn to Mississippi Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Center. Your life, our focus.
6:47 to play in the first quarter. No score in the ball game. And the Hawks of Chowan University backed up at their own 1-yard line to start this drive. Quarterback is going to be lucky to get out of the end zone.
He just barely does.
McKee comes around the right side and gets back to the line of scrimmage.
And a heads-up play because he noticed he got stonewalled on the initial run. Cut back around the outside to avoid the 2-point safety.
Scott Burton on the tackle for MC. Second down 10 for the Hawks. McKee from his own end zone hands it off, near side run, and the cuts to the far side. That's Felton. Felton looking for any room to run, and he is going to be wrestled down to the ground by the Choctaw defender. That's Chase Rush on the tackle, third-year man out of Prentice, and it winds up being a gain of about a yard when it's all said and done. So it's third down, and we'll say a long 9.
And something we've seen the Choctaws struggle to do throughout the season is wrap up on defense, and that time it's exactly what Rush did, getting one arm around him before he could drag that running back down.
So third down, and really it's closer to 8 here. The line to gain is the 11-yard line for the Hawks. Might be a good time for the Choctaws to bring some pressure.
Looks like they will.
Looks like they will. 6 on the line of scrimmage defensively. And the fake handoff, and the pass near side is caught and out to the 12-yard line. The Hawks receiver makes the catch. Big hit by Rush, and I think that's going to be enough for the first down. It is. So they do move the chains, and the lead line of scrimmage will be the 12.5. And it's going to be first down for the Hawks. No score, 5 minutes to play in the first quarter. Three wide to the left, 1 to the right side for the Hawks. They move left to right, ball on the near hash mark. McKee hands it off to Felton just in the nick of time, and he is hit hard by Grant Watts. The safety coming up to make a stop for a loss.
Chase Rush looks like he's a little slow to get up on the far side.
He's taking a knee, and the officials will stop the clock.
Cavante Milligan running out to replace him.
So we're at 4:23 to play in the first quarter. No score in the ball game. We're told a little issue with the clock on our score bug, but we'll keep you updated on the time remaining in this contest. Choctaws come in 2-4. Losing to Valdosta State last week, 21-10. Only wins this year over Kaiser and Shorter, and you look at what's down the line for the Choctaws. At North Greenville next week, then West Florida here at home, and at Delta State. This is a tough end of the schedule for MC.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, people talk about the GSC sometimes. Sometimes it gets the nickname the SEC of Division II, and I think the back half of this Choctaw schedule really does resemble an SEC West schedule where you just have hard hitter after hard hitter down the stretch.
Chowan has 2 games remaining. They'll play West Alabama at home next week and at West Florida to wrap up the season. And by the way, West Florida today defeated Delta State 24-21 up in Cleveland. Come from behind win there for the Argonauts, who had a very disappointing loss last week at West Alabama. That's the first loss of the season for Delta State. They're 7-1, 5-1 in the conference. And West Georgia tonight handling North Greenville 28-0. Earlier today, Valdosta beat Shorter 42-14. Second down 12. McKee pass near side is caught, blocked downfield, and that's holding. It's got to be, right?
Yeah. Absolutely has to be. as Noah Toaster had.
Yeah, the whole jersey of Trajan Watts, yeah.
Pretty much his whole jersey. Is it, as you see Anderson Watts' shoulder pads sticking out from below the jersey on one side.
And Anderson Watts literally got tackled on that play.
And it was impressive that he still made the tackle.
Holding is the call. It'll come back. The new line of scrimmage is a spot foul. The new line of scrimmage will be the 6-yard line. So second down, and we'll say 16 for Chowan. Three receivers to the left side. One to the right for the Hawks. Felton gets the handoff between the tackles, cuts to the outside, and he is buried. And another big hit by Zach Hammond. Third-year Choctaw to Boca Raton. Maybe a yards gain, that's it. But you can see the MO here. Romeo Felton is not afraid to cut to the other side when he sees there's nothing ahead, and usually there's nothing ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think part of that may be out of force of habit, that Felton just is automatically thinking, all right, maybe we're going to have to cut it out here. And the Choctaws adjusting to that well as they've brought pressure off the edges on several plays throughout the early going.
3rd and 15, the line to gain for the Hawks is the 23 for the first down. McKee drops back from the end zone to the running back out of the backfield. He's pushed out of bounds at the 7-yard line. Outstanding defensive play that time by Braxton Hall. Good to see him back in the game and making a play. And it's 4th down. The Hawks will punt from their own end zone.
Big possession here to end the first quarter for this Choctaw offense. I think, like we've said, a slow start. Obviously, you would like to see them start to get comfortable and move the ball here as we move into the second quarter.
Choctaws got their hands on the last punt. Wouldn't be a bad idea to get on it right now.
They almost got to it. And to the far side, V. Williams from the 47-yard line up the near hash marks. And he's down to about the 34.
And that return nearly puts the Choctaws in field goal range.
It really does.
Ben Pledger, his long on the season, 46 yards. I've seen him hit from another 5 yards past that in warm-ups. Not that I think Coach Bland would necessarily go to that unless he absolutely had to. But certainly good to only need really a chunk of yards to get in comfortable range.
Yeah, this offense has got to get going here. First drive, they got 2 first downs installed in midfield. Second drive, 3 and out. 1st and 10 MC from the Chowan 33-yard line. 2 to the left, 1 to the right side. Davis off to the right. Going to throw on the run. I don't know that he had to leave the pocket there. It's incomplete. I think he's got happy feet a little bit.
Yeah, you know, we see a lot of the time on these designed rollouts, the offensive line's going to pull to the side a little bit, and the offensive line was blocking straight on that play. I think you may be right.
He's got to give those guys a chance to give him room.
And now that he really also did not ever give any look to either of the receivers on his left side either. He kind of tunneled in on V. Williams, and when he wasn't open, floated it out of bounds.
On 2nd and 1, a running play out to the 29-yard line. And it's R.J. Wilson, the senior from Independence, Mississippi, on the carry. 3rd down, and we'll say 6. 2 minutes to play in the first. No score in the game. Choctaws are 1 of 4 on 3rd downs. Need to convert here. It would be about a 48, 47-yarder here for Pledger. Running play. Wilson off right tackle. They're not going to get anywhere near the first down line to gain.
Coach Bland yelling for the field goal squad.
And here they come. This Chowan defense, last in the league in points per game allowed, next to last in rushing yards allowed. Yeah, the Choctaws have only managed, well, live stats not quite up to date, but it's not many yards, less than 50. All right, Ben Pledger.
A 46-yard attempt to equal his career long.
Sophomore out of Jackson, Tennessee. Snap, hold, kick is away, and it is good. So Ben Pledger has hit 5 straight field goals. All of them have been longer than 40 yards. 56 seconds to play in the first quarter. 3-0 Mississippi College. We'll take a quick break. Choctaws football will continue in a moment.
There was a time when a person's word was enough, a time when a handshake meant something, and integrity really mattered. For over 70 years, the values of Farm Bureau Insurance have been rooted in hard work, faith, and family. In that time, we've seen the world change in many ways. What hasn't wavered is Farm Bureau Insurance's commitment to our customers to protect their way of life and serve the communities in which they live when they need us most. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
Final minute of the first quarter, 3-0 Mississippi College. This matchup tonight, well, some interesting numbers there. Rushing yards per ball game. The Choctaws second in the Gulf South Conference behind Delta State. That's a little unusual. They're usually first, but this Hawks team gives up a lot of yards per ball. Or they don't run for many yards themselves, and they give up a lot of yards this season. But I think the figure that if you're watching, you see it there, sacks allowed. The Hawks have given up 28. The Choctaws have only given up 5. The Choctaws are not a pressure defense, but I think tonight we may see this become a bit more of a pressure defense, and we've already seen it in the first quarter.
We've seen some moderate pressure throughout the game. They haven't been able to create a sack just yet, but they have gotten quarterback on his back feet, and they've also definitely made it difficult on these running backs, forcing them to cut back to the outside a lot and taking them down for a loss a couple times.
Kickoff goes through the end zone. At halftime of every home game, watch for the Foxes field goal kick from Foxes Pizza Den. One lucky MC student will attempt a 25-yard field goal to win a free large pizza from Foxes every week of the semester. Foxes Pizza Den of Clinton is a proud supporter of Choctaws football. 56 seconds remain in the first quarter. 3-0 Mississippi College. And the Hawks of Chowan will start 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They have only 15 yards rushing, averaging just under 2 yards per carry. Delay of game against the Hawks. 1st and 15.
That's the second time already they've had the play clock drain all the way down. As throughout this game, we've seen them make a lot of really late substitutions.
That may come back to haunt them later on. 1st and 15. Running play. This is Felton, and Felton cuts to the outside and winds his way down to the 30-yard line. So it gets about 9 yards, but it's going to be 2nd down 6. Even though they're winless, they have had some games where they were in the second half. They were up 5 midway through the third quarter at Valdosta, but lost by 15. Down only 1 in the fourth quarter to North Greenville, also lost by 15. And they were down only 4 late in the third quarter against West Georgia last week, but lost by 11. 2nd down 6. Running play again, Felton straight ahead to the 32. Not much, 3rd, about 3 coming up. So a 3rd down defensive opportunity for MC. Another late substitution for the Hawks. And that's the end of the first quarter. 3-0 Mississippi College after 1. We'll take a timeout. Choctaws football will continue in a moment.
There was a time when a person's word was enough, a time when a handshake meant something, and integrity really mattered. For over 70 years, the values of Farm Bureau Insurance have been rooted in hard work, faith, and family. In that time, we've seen the world change in many ways. What hasn't wavered is Farm Bureau Insurance's commitment to our customers to protect their way of life and serve the communities in which they live when they need us most. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
The if in life, it's a world of possibilities. If you go for a night out with friends, if you can keep an eye on your money along the way, if you know you have overdraft protection with no fee transfers from savings, when you get a low balance alert, it's easier to say yes to fun. If that sounds good, try Regions Life Banking.
Stay ready for the if in life. Regis Bank, embrace the if in life.
Reed Vance, Charlie Williams, Zach Sewell with you as we start the second quarter here at Robinson-Hale Stadium on Homecoming 2023. Mississippi College leading Chowan University 3-0. And the Chowan Hawks will be looking at 3rd and 3 here. First quarter offense. Cover your ears, folks. For Chowan, 27 yards rushing, 17 yards passing, 44 yards total. For the Choctaws, 26 yards rushing, 8 yards passing, 34 yards total. 3rd down 3. McKee looking right, now going to run and throw, and he's got a man there. Slipping behind the coverage is Siobhan Harkless, senior from Richmond, Virginia. And it's a good thing that pass was a little over his shoulder, because if he catches it in stride, nobody's going to get it. And the chains move out to the 45-yard line and a first down.
Yeah, and that was almost a very costly mistake by the Choctaw defense in a game where neither team's really been able to move the ball a whole lot. A huge play like that really could have come back to bite them.
All right, from their 45-yard line now, 1st and 10 for the Hawks. Pass near side, too high, incomplete. Pass was intended for Jayon Russell. And it's 2nd and 10.
Is that how we're saying his name, Jayon?
Well, it's J''O''N, so I got to figure there's like a break there, right? Jayon?
I would assume you're correct. The PA said John. In my notes earlier, I was wondering if I didn't see a pronunciation guide, so.
We'll say Jayon. Sounds cooler. 2nd down 10 from the 45-yard line. Choctaws come over the linebacker blitz. Pass far side is caught. And this is going to be a gainer out to the 48-yard line, only about a 3-yard gain. Jamal Washington on the catch. 3rd and 7 coming up. Opening minutes, second quarter, 3-0 MC.
Choctaws want to stop here to stop any momentum that the Hawks feel like they may have gotten from the big play just a few plays ago.
They need the opposite 45 to convert. McKee drops back. Under pressure, that one is tipped away and incomplete. And the Choctaw defense holds.
Big number 95, Keyshawn Brinkley, getting his hand in there to knock that one away.
4th down, the Hawks will punt. What was the final score of the Mississippi State-Arkansas game today?
I don't want to talk about it.
We may be at it for one of our own.
Well,
7-3, wasn't that it?
It's a Bulldog win.
Yes. A win's a win. Punt is away from Patrick Talbot.
Shades of the 2007 Auburn game, 3-2 win.
Yes. Perhaps the most miserable football game ever played.
I would argue, I think it was 2011, Virginia Tech and
the 0-0.
Yes.
Yeah. 0-0.
Was it Virginia Tech and Georgia Tech?
Something like that. All right,
Or Wake
3-0
Forest,
Mississippi College leading Chowan here. Opening minutes of the third quarter, 12:59 to play. There is a penalty marker down near midfield.
I am unsure what this is. I saw them throw it before the ball got into V. Williams' hands, but I'm unsure what this is going to be.
Well, let's see, Zach. They're going to give us the indication. During the kick, holding against MC. And so they'll penalize them from the end of the kick.
So that's going to put the Choctaws all the way back around their own 20-yard line.
Well, as you take a look at the drive summary for this ball game for the Choctaws, they've had 3 drives. 10 plays, 27 yards, 3 plays, 2 yards, 4 plays, 5 yards.
That correction, that pushed them back to their own 10.
So from the 10-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Choctaws. 3-0 MC, 12:59 to play in the second. And a pass caught at the 24-yard line. Nice sliding catch by Jacob Smith.
Yeah, really nice hands on display from Smith, as that one was in double coverage, managed to just barely fit it in between the corner and the safety.
Pick up to the 24-yard line, 1st down for Mississippi College.
And I know this Choctaw offense would like to string together a few completions like that.
Davis to throw. Pass caught, run out of bounds at the 27-yard line. That's Orion Thompson. About a 3-yard gain. He's kind of got that 3/4 delivery that you see a lot of pitchers in baseball had. And you can kind of see, because I'm looking kind of right down the line at that throw, and he's got a little tail on it.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, that on that throw, that may have come back and hurt him a little bit as it floated up. A little more than you would want on an out. Maybe could have gotten a couple more yards if Thompson didn't have to come back to it.
Running play straight ahead, nothing doing that time for Mississippi College. And so it's going to be 3rd down 6 for the Choctaws. 11:45 and counting to play in the second, 3-0 MC. Line to gain is the 34. I don't think the play clock ever started. Still stuck on 25.
Something else worth
it may not be working. There it goes.
Guess not. Okay.
3rd down and 6. Wilson between the tackles has the 1st down. That's nice footwork there for RJ.
Yeah, really nice work by Wilson between the tackles, just to be kind of slippery and work his way forward for a 1st down. But before that, the Choctaws actually had more pass attempts than rush attempts early in this one. I'd like to see him work a little harder to try to establish the run against this Chowan defense.
And there is another running play. There's Wilson again. Big run on 1st down of nearly 9 yards. 2nd and about 1 coming up.
Yeah, maybe that big 3rd down run by Wilson will be the trendsetter.
And it's 2nd down 1 as the Choctaws near midfield at the 47. Wilson stays in at running back for MC. And they'll give it to him again. Skips to the outside on the left, has the 1st down, and falls backward to the 45.
Good run by Wilson to cut back behind his offensive line to find the lane.
Choctaws move the chains. They're at the Chowan 45 with 10 minutes to play in the second quarter. MC leading 3-0. Two receivers right, one to the left side. Fake to Wilson. Davis throws. Incomplete, nearly intercepted.
That
in and out of
dangerous.
the hands of Nick Wilson. Wilson's a graduate student out of San Bernardino, California. Nearly had his 4th interception of the year.
Really dangerous throw by Davis, as there were 3 different Hawk defenders around that receiver.
And it'll be 2nd and 10 now for Mississippi College. Marcus Williams back in at running back. Davis to throw. Under pressure, rolls out left side, looking for the sideline. Out of bounds, he goes around the 43. 3rd and long upcoming for MC, 3rd and 8. Again, I'm looking at Davis running. I just think he's got a little more time than he thinks he does. He takes off maybe a little too soon.
Yeah, certainly on that play. The pocket was still fairly alive when he bailed out.
3rd and 8. Davis to throw. Now under serious pressure. Screen over the middle. Pass caught. And only out to the 45-yard line goes the Choctaw receiver. That's Marcus Williams. Now it's 4th and 5 here. Got to go for it, right? Too long for a field goal, too close for a punt.
On the 40-yard line, I mean, they're not even looking at the punt team. And the Choctaw offense has started to build a little momentum on this drive, starting to move the ball. Let's see if they can keep it going.
8.5 minutes to play in the second, 3-0 MC. 4th and 5, line to gain is the 35. Williams is the running back. Cam Davis takes the snap, looking to throw. Going left side, got a man there, and the pass is caught down at the 1-yard line. Jacob Stevens lays out for it.
And what a throw and what a catch by Davis and Stevens as Davis laid that one right out for him. Just past the hands of the defender, and Stevens had to lay out for it. Nice throw to put that right where the only person that was going to get to it was Stevens.
It's his 11th catch of the year, and it's a big one. Choctaws have it down to the 2-yard line officially. 1st and goal from right there. Williams, the running back. They'll give it to him straight ahead. Touchdown, Choctaws. Marcus Williams with his 2nd rushing touchdown of the season. So Davis stayed in the pocket a little while longer and then delivered, really, I think, maybe his best pass of the season.
It was a beautiful ball, like I said, just right past the defender. The only person that was going to be able to get to that was Jacob Stevens, and Stevens did the job laying out to catch that one.
Ben Pledger remains perfect on the year, 15 of 15 with PATs. We'll take a timeout, 7:38 to play in the second quarter. It's 10-0 Mississippi College. And Choctaws football will continue in a moment.
You practice that one thing over and over. After a few thousand reps, you master it. That's why the subspecialists at Mississippi Sports Medicine focus on one specific area of the body. So when they see you, they've seen your condition thousands of times. For a winning outcome, turn to Mississippi Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Center. Your life, our focus.
Ever wonder where the capital A in Chick-fil-A came from? It started with grade A, top quality chicken. But we believed everything, not just the food, should be grade A.
A is for above and beyond.
An extra level of care.
A game.
From caring for our guests in our community to cleanliness and safe service with a My Pleasure. A is for all the little things we do to bring you our best every day.
A little funky dance.
And that too.
$7:38 to play in the second quarter. Mississippi College 10, Chowan University nothing. Marcus Williams gets the touchdown, but it was 38 yards. Cam Davis to Jacob Stevens that set it up, a 1st and goal at the 2. Well, Chowan is the kind of team, they've hung around a lot of games this year, but not really built for comebacks. They've stayed close until midway through the second half in several contests. And if you're the Hawks, you'd like to get a few points on the scoreboard on this particular drive.
Yeah, and if you're the Choctaw defense on the flip side, a stop here is going to really feel demoralizing for Chowan when you can put it right back in the hands of your offense.
The return man drops the ball, picks it up, returns it to the 20. That's Travion Gilbert out of Boynton Beach, Florida. Hawks will start at their own 20. 1st and 10. We've been talking about Rashad McKee. There's a flag down. Been talking about Rashad McKee, their quarterback. He is, he's had a hard time behind this offensive line. He is averaging 31 rushing yards lost per ball game. That's not net, but on average, he loses 31 yards running the football every game. That's because they've allowed 28 sacks.
Penalty is against Chowan. That's holding.
Yeah, and they signaled unsportsmanlike.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're right. I'm sorry. It was a dead ball foul. That's what I was looking at. You're right, Charlie. It is holding. Sets him back to the 10. Saw the official with his arms out to either side, and he had the fists and not the flat hands. If that makes any sense at all. I don't know if it does. First and 10 from the 10-yard line. Pass near side is incomplete and nearly picked off.
Really well read by Kylan Andrus to jump that route.
You just got a feeling that the Choctaws are going to get one or two tonight, don't you?
It seems like they've gotten their hands on the ball a couple times already. If they can just convert, it'll be a huge momentum builder for this defense.
Second and 10 for the Hawks. 3 receivers wide to the right side, 1 to the left. Siobhan Harkless is the running back. A fake it to him, and nothing going between the tackles for Rashad McKee, brought down by Scott Burton.
And something else worth noting, we talked about McKee and his running ability, but maybe some of his difficulties in the run game. These Choctaw safeties, generally, except for on third downs like we're about to see, these safeties have been playing within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage. They're really not, they don't seem too worried about a deep threat from this offense.
It's third down and 10. They need the 20 to convert. McKee drops back. Throws, pass over the middle, caught by Harkless. He'll weave his way to the near side and be tackled by the ankles on the near side and stopped short of the first down by Trajan Anderson-Watts. That's a nice play by Anderson-Watts because if he wiggles free, he just needs a yard or two more for the first down. The Hawks are going to punt the football away. They thought about it for just a minute, but you can't.
I think
you can't
a smart
go for
decision
it
not to go for it on your own 18-yard line.
6:20 to play in the second quarter, 10-0 MC. Choctaws should get good field position again. Travion Williams, V. Williams back deep to receive this kick for MC. Pressure comes, and they nearly got to it.
Colin Williams.
Yes, Colin Williams nearly got to it. And the catch made at the 47-yard line. And that's where the Choctaws will begin. First and 10.
And you said just a minute ago, it feels like the Choctaws are going to get one here at some point in this game. It wouldn't surprise me if that comes on a punt. They've gotten their hand on one already and really been in the face of this Chowan punter pretty much all night.
5:57 to play. Second quarter, 10-0 Mississippi College. MC will start from its own 47. Williams, the featured running back. Davis takes the snap, drops back, stays in the pocket. Now scrambles a bit, and the pass is incomplete. You're looking for maybe Thompson, Orion Thompson.
I believe that was Thompson whose foot it went off of. And a nice job by Davis to hang in the pocket that time, but he had, I believe it was Smith, wide open across the middle, was clapping his hands to try to get his quarterback's attention as they had drag routes going on the opposite sides, and he just couldn't quite make the read.
Marcus Williams straight up the gut, has a first down to the 42.
That's a really impressive run by Williams.
And to the Chowan 41-yard line officially. First and 10 for Mississippi College. 5.5 minutes remaining in the second. 10-0 MC.
And on that run, Williams is just kind of able to change speeds, pick his way around a little bit while keeping his momentum going forward.
He's got 35 yards on the night. Pass left side caught. And another first down pickup for the Choctaws.
Yeah, nice job by Smith to break the tackle and get a couple extra yards on the end of that catch.
The second catch of the night. Already 6 different receivers have a catch tonight. That is the one thing about putting this Cam Davis in at quarterback. You know, all these Choctaw receivers, they've just been blocking a lot for the first half of the season. And now they're legit targets, and they're spreading it around.
Yep.
First and 10 from the 30-yard line. Davis to throw from the pocket, left side, and the pass incomplete. Jacob Smith goes up and gets hit hard.
And that previous play was Smith's second catch. He's the first Choctaw receiver with more than one catch, as he had just spread it around to everybody equally until then.
Cameron Davis also looking very confident when he threw that ball. That looked like the most comfortable he's looked in the pocket all night.
Yeah, on this drive, he's kind of stuck in there a little more than we saw earlier.
Yep, 2nd and 10 from the 30-yard line. Running play. Williams slowed down from behind, will find his way forward for about 4 yards. The Hawks, Dwayne Smith got to him first, slowed him down, so 3rd and 7 coming up. Clock rolls. We're at 4:19 and counting to play in the second. Line to gain here for MC is the 20. 3rd down, 7 for Mississippi College. Davis takes the snap. Backing up, throwing off the back foot, finds a man open along the far sideline, and that pass did he stay in bounds?
I think he did.
He did. That's an outstanding catch.
Nice catch by Thompson to drag the foot.
Orion Thompson out of Starkville with a very nice piece of footwork, and it's a first down pickup to the 16-yard line.
His 2nd catch on the day.
Gives him 11 on the season. Here's a guy who really wasn't on the depth chart at wide receiver to start the year. 1st and 10. And this is going to be a running play for R.J. Wilson. Wilson down to the 11. Second down and 6 upcoming here for Mississippi College. We've got a lot of football left to play, but if you can get a 17-0 lead going to the locker room at halftime against a winless team, you got to feel good about your chances of picking up a victory here on homecoming. 2nd down, 7 for the Choctaws. Wilson puts his head down and gets out to the 10. And that's not to take anything away from Chowan. It's just that, at some point of the season, the old Bill Parcells line is about statistics. Well, sometimes you are who your records, what your record says you are. And they're just not built to come back from big deficits.
Well, and like you talked about, this team has been able to hang with some really solid teams down the course of their schedule, but
coming from behind,
from behind is not what they do.
3rd and 5, Davis looking to throw, looking left all the way, pass is caught. That's Thompson again. Did he stay in bounds?
I don't think so. They're signaling incomplete.
Incomplete pass. Went up to get it, but it's incomplete. Here comes the field goal unit onto the turf. Ben Pledger hit a 46-yarder earlier. Ben against, who was it? Shorter had 3 field goals in the game. First time that had happened for a Choctaw kicker since 2017 when Greg Nichols did it. This is going to be a 29-yarder, and Pledger misses it. So his streak of 5 in a row is broken. And we've got a timeout on the field. 2:02 to play in the first half. Choctaws lead it 10-0. We'll keep it right here. One more note about Ben Pledger, since we have a chance. I've been wanting to talk about this for 2 weeks. In that game where he had 3 field goals, all of them were 40 yards or longer. I went back a long time to see when the last time the Choctaws had a field goal kicker to hit 3 field goals of 40 yards each in a single game. And I went back as far as 1995 and couldn't find anybody. And surely it's happened, but the record keeping has been spotty over the years. And
yeah, I went through some of the all-time records myself after you mentioned that stat to me, and I couldn't find anything either.
McKee rolls out right, going to throw on the run, downfield, incomplete. Good coverage. Jacoby Graves back there for MC, the closest defensive back. We're at 1:54 to play in the second quarter, 10-0 MC. Again, I'm sure it's happened. Almost positive it happened during the glory days of Division II when the Choctaws were in the Division II playoffs on a regular basis. But, to go, 29 years kickers before Pledger hit 3 of 40 yards each in that game against Shorter. 2nd and 10 for the Hawks. 3 receivers to the right. Movement before the snap. Against Chowan. 4th penalty against the Hawks tonight. Got a big crowd on hand. They're a bit subdued. I think just kind of the pace of the game, the low-scoring nature of the game maybe have them sitting back just a little bit. Only one big play in this game for Mississippi College, the long pass that got them to the 2-yard line, at which they later scored the touchdown. 2nd down, 15 for the Hawks. McKee drops back, looking to throw. And that's tipped and intercepted by the Choctaws. And down to the 15-yard line goes the Choctaw defender. That is Kylan Andrus with his first pick of the year.
And there it is. You said it was looking like we were going to get one eventually. And after a few interceptions go off the hands of various Choctaw defenders, Andrus finally able to come down with one.
And MC will be starting at the Chowan 15-yard line after this turnover with 1:48 to play in the second quarter, leading 10-0 for the Choctaws. That is interception number 7 on the season. So Andrus gets his pick. And now the Choctaws looking to go ahead 3 scores before halftime. R.J. Wilson in the backfield. On 1st and 10 from the Chowan 15. It's Wilson off right tackle. Down to the 11. And it will be 2nd down and 6 for Mississippi College. The Choctaws have all 3 of their timeouts remaining as the clock rolls to 1:30 to play here in the first half. Wilson stays in there at running back. 2nd down and 6. And he gets the call again. And this time he's down to the 7. Not enough for the first down. 3rd and 1. Clock rolls coming up on 1 minute to play in the half. We'll say 3rd and 2 officially. Big 3rd down conversion here for MC. Choctaws 3 of 9 on thirds. Taking a lot of time off this clock. I know they got 3 timeouts. We're down to 43 seconds now. 3rd and 2. Long snap down to 5 seconds. Wilson gets the handoff. He's inside the 5 down to the 3. It's a first down pickup. Clock continues to roll, and now John Bland is going to call his first timeout. 27 seconds to play. First half. 10-0 Mississippi College, and they're going to have a 1st and goal at the 3-yard line in just a minute. Choctaws football brought to you in part by Trustmark, the bank that fits you to a T. Trustmark, people you trust, advice that works. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Charlie, who do we have at halftime of today's game?
You know, I'm not sure. I didn't get the chance to do the interview. I believe it's Jason Betts, actually.
That is correct.
Now that I'm thinking about it.
I didn't write that down, and at my age, it just sometimes it
Jason
slips.
and I, we alternate doing
right.
the halftime interview each week. It was my turn last week, but I remember it's Jason Betts.
So Jason Betts, Choctaws' outstanding linebacker, coming up at the half. Jace and the guys in the studio will have our halftime show. Maybe a little longer, by the way. Tonight it's homecoming, so they'll have homecoming festivities. So back in the studio, guys, you probably have an extra 5 minutes or so to work with. The conversation will be enlightened even further. All right, 1st and goal to go for Mississippi College from the Chowan 3-yard line. R.J. Wilson has been the running back here for the most part on this drive. Let's see if they give it to him, trying to finish it off. They do. He is down to the 1.
Short.
Well, they reached out, but they call him down to the 1-yard line, and so John Bland has to call his second timeout with 19 seconds to play.
And Choctaw fullback Ron Creighton was appealing to the sideline like, guys, can we review this?
I wonder if this.
That one was close.
I think it may be, I don't know about a wasted challenge, but man alive, if I guess if the circumstances were different, you weren't up 10-0, really a yard away from going up 17-0, you probably challenge this, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think 19 seconds to go, only second down. You've got at least 2 more tries to punch it in from the 1. And with the big backs that the Choctaws have, like Creighton, Wilson, Williams, and several others, I don't see why you would challenge at this point.
All right, so they're not going to challenge. They burned the second timeout. They'll have 1 left. It'll be 2nd and goal to go, and they put the ball at the 1.5-yard line. As MC is looking to extend their 10-0 lead.
And speaking of big backs, Patrick Gardner on the field with Creighton and Wilson.
I guess that's the Choctaws equivalent of a jumbo package. So Wilson in the backfield behind Davis, 2nd and goal from the half-yard line. And this is Davis following the block of Wilson, and he is in for the touchdown. Cam Davis with a rushing touchdown for Mississippi College to put MC up 16-0. So Williams and Wilson do all the work, and Davis gets the 6. But I understand you're 6'5". Hey, let's punch it in, right?
I really like the play call there.
Too.
Line up the 2 big fullbacks to clear the way, and let Wilson just pick up whatever the last man is, and clear the path for Davis to just fall in.
Point after try is good. So 14 seconds to play in the first half, 17-0 Mississippi College coming up at the half. Again, our conversation with Choctaws linebacker Jason Betts. And then Jay Saman back at the studio with his crew for analysis of the first half. Hey, let's take a look ahead, see what the Choctaws have coming up on the schedule. Big week ahead for Mississippi College athletics. Women's soccer and men's soccer tomorrow against Lee University over at Longabaugh Field. The women will play at 1, the men will play at 3:30. Our men's golf team in a tournament at West Georgia on Monday and Tuesday. And then volleyball's back at home on Wednesday night against Alabama Huntsville. And then our men's basketball team playing an exhibition game at Tulane on Thursday night. Basketball season will be here before you know it.
And this Choctaw basketball team, I don't remember the number off the top of my head, but I want to say 17 new players, if I remember correctly from a conversation with Jace the other day. So this Tulane game going to be a chance for Choctaw fans to really see what this team might look like in the coming year.
And Chowan will take the kick, a returnable from the 3-yard line. And coming near side with it. And we've got a whistle. Do we have a penalty marker down? We do.
Yes.
Near the end of the run. Harkless on the return for the Hawks. Clock stops, 7 seconds to play in the second quarter. Holding against the Hawks. So they'll bring it back to the 12. 7 seconds. I would not be surprised to see them take a knee here.
Yeah, and
regroup.
assuming nothing wild happens on this play, Choctaws will shut out Chowan through this first half. The last time they got shut out was a couple weeks ago against Shorter, where Shorter outscored them 20-0 in the first half. That was a game that Shorter ended up winning 57-20. So Chowan's offense was able to adjust, but the defense just continued to fold in the second half. I wonder if that's a pattern we're going to see continue today.
Running play gets him nothing. And the Choctaws win to the locker room, leading 17-0. So a shutout half of football for Mississippi College tonight against Chowan. Remember, they shut out Valdosta State in the second half last week. So it's 4 straight periods for this Choctaw defense of pitching a shutout.
Yeah, this defensive unit has been lights out for the last 60 minutes of football. They have been flying all over the field. Several really big hits in that first quarter, and then finally got the interception there late in the second, as that unit really doing their job so far.
It is homecoming 2023 here at Mississippi College. So the homecoming court is making their way out onto the track and then onto the turf here at Robinson-Hale Stadium for all of the halftime festivities. We're going to take a timeout. And on the other side of this break, back to the studio with Jay Saman. It is 17-0 Mississippi College leading Chowan at the break. And Choctaws football will continue in a moment.
There was a time when a person's word was enough, a time when a handshake meant something, and integrity really mattered. For over 70 years, the values of Farm Bureau Insurance have been rooted in hard work, faith, and family. In that time, we've seen the world change in many ways. What hasn't wavered is Farm Bureau Insurance's commitment to our customers to protect their way of life and serve the communities in which they live when they need us most. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
The if in life, it's a world of possibilities. If you go for a night out with friends, if you can keep an eye on your money along the way, if you know you have overdraft protection with no fee transfers from savings, when you get a low balance alert, it's easier to say yes to fun. If that sounds good, try Regions Life Banking.
Stay ready for the if in life. Regions Bank embrace the if in life.
CED Tupelo, your local electrical distributor. At CED Tupelo, practicing our company motto of service, integrity, and reliability, CED has everything you need to power your home or business. We also provide materials for rural broadband connectivity, providing a fast and reliable connection. Our experienced and very knowledgeable staff are always ready to help you find the right products for your project. With our vast selection of inventory and same-day delivery, you can trust us to keep your project running smoothly. CED Tupelo, your one-stop shop for all your electrical needs.
CED's policy of service, integrity, and reliability is the driving force in every community they serve. Visit cedmagnolia.com for more information.
Score the Choctaws up over the Chowan Hawks. I'm Jay Saman, joined alongside Spencer Winans for the halftime show. And Spencer, let's talk about what happened in the first half so far. And really, I think the one thing that's been standing out for this MC team is how just well that run defense has played. Only 27 rush yards for this Hawks team. What have you seen from them in the first half?
It's clear that there's been a dedication to stopping the run. We saw Valdosta State, the scrambling QB, really got the best of us. Had some problems with that so far in this game, but he leads the team with 21 rush yards in that first half out of the 27. So there's been four players up on the line for the Choctaws, 6 total in the box, a lot of plays. So that's been very successful. When the ball gets handed off, there's a lot of players swarming to the ball, and it's been very successful for the Choctaws.
Yeah, and we've also seen some blitzes on a few pass plays, and also whenever they do indeed hand the ball off, a swarm of Choctaws are also, ready to be there waiting.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can tell that these guys have been told in practice all week that we have to get to the quarterback, have to get to the running backs, because Valdosta last week just was easy to hand the ball off and had plenty of yards on the outside and between the tackles, and there's been a clear dedication for that for sure.
And on the flip side, Spencer, you see Cam Davis now starting in his 3rd consecutive game after being the backup for John Henry White, starting to get comfortable in the season as well as the game. So far, 8 of 18 in the game. Almost had a touchdown pass as well, but that one was caught at about the 2-yard line. What have you seen from him that's allowed him to kind of be comfortable in the pocket?
The word that I think of is poise. He's been able to get settled in between the tackles, and it's tough to be thrown into the starting position right in the middle of the season, especially as there's been a whole scheme change. Of course, MC notorious for the triple option throughout the years, but now with a spread offensive coordinator and a spread quarterback, they're able to throw the ball more. You mentioned 18 passes in the first half for the Choctaws, and he's just been very comfortable between the tackles We saw a little bit in the beginning of the game. He was ready to scramble. If his first read wasn't open, he was on the move. But now he's sitting in. He's trying 3 or 4 reads before trying to take off, and even had that rushing touchdown in the first half.
Yeah, and also there was at one point in the first half where MC actually had more passing attempts than rushing attempts. It's kind of evened out as the half went on. But, I mean, really, Spencer, that's the key to a successful offense.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, as I mentioned, the triple option has been what we're known for. We have the 2 running backs that have been kind of the marquee players on the team. But with Cam Davis coming into his own, the offense opens up a lot more. And you mentioned more of a balanced approach today, and that allows for all these Choctaws to get open.
And something else in that first half was
The right bank.
They were able to execute to make this game a 17-0 ball game. But you mentioned we had the missed field goal and some other opportunities in the red zone that went amiss.
Yeah, absolutely. But with the defense playing the way it is, of course, you got 0 points on the board. You're able to have those mistakes. Of course, you need to clean that up in the second half, getting ready to move forward the rest of the season. But overall, once you get into that red zone, that defense gets a lot tighter. There's not as much field to cover. So we'll see Cam Davis hopefully get more comfortable in the red zone, try and slip some passes in where he wouldn't be comfortable before.
Yeah, and for this defense, we talked about how dominant they are in the run game. They actually got an interception late in that second half, and now, Spencer, that is every single game except for the win against Shorter, where this defense has forced a turnover. And really, when you win the turnover battles, you're going to win some ball games.
Yeah, when you think back to the West Georgia game, giving up 38 points, a little bit disappointed with the defense. You weren't expecting the offense to be able to come out and be as successful as it was. But in the last few games since the West Georgia game, they have been able to be that team, especially on pass defense, one of the best in the conference for sure.
And something that we probably won't forget about, we were able to see, as well as everyone at Robinson Hale Stadium, the unveiling of a new mascot for this Mississippi College team. Looks a lot like this logo here behind us. It's named now Tushka. It's the Choctaw word for warrior. And I don't think there was a more grand entrance for this new mascot.
Yeah, absolutely. To come in with the president of the school on the helicopter, we had our own Madison D tell us that the mascot looks plenty feathery, which is what we wanted to have with an eagle this year. So just very excited, definitely. The whole school is really excited for this.
Homecoming night, a lot of emotion, and even more confidence and emotion with your team up 17-0. And I actually had an opportunity to talk with linebacker Jason Betts this past week about this upcoming game and how well of a job they've been doing so far. I'm Jay Saman, joined alongside redshirt senior linebacker Jason Betts. And firstly, Jason, how are we doing this morning?
Doing good, doing good. Thanks for having me out here.
Absolutely. And, rewinding back to last week's game against Valdosta State, obviously not the outcome that you guys were wanting in the end. But, this is a Valdosta team that scored 40 points per ball game coming in, and you guys held them to just 21. So really, what was the execution like during that game, and how well do you think y'all prepared and executed in that game?
Yeah, so I think we prepared very well. Nothing really different from any other week. We know we got to come in each and every day at practice and just give our best. Coach Raz, Coach Gilbert, and Coach T emphasize a lot that we're not playing against the other team, we're playing against ourselves. So if they don't score, they can't win. That's a big thing they emphasize too.
Yeah, speaking of not scoring, you guys held them to a shutout in the second half, the first time all season that they did so. So really, what was the message kind of inside the locker room at halftime to really kind of pump up the energy and really get more aggressive on defense?
Yeah, every week it's more of a, not really like a speech, it's more of adjustments we got to make during halftime. And we saw what plays they liked to run. We saw what plays, hit really well against us. And we just went out there and just played a lot better in the second half. Just played as a team, played as a group, everyone doing their jobs, and it went really well for us.
Yeah, and, speaking of that kind of aggressiveness on defense, you and your teammates on D, you forced a turnover in every single game this year except the Shorter game. Mm-hmm. Fortunately, y'all won that one, but, how were you guys able to stay consistent kind of over the course of the season and, force turnovers on all those games?
Yeah, it's more about just practice. Every week we go in trying to have a +1 turnover, which is just basically having one more turnover than the other team. And when you do that, you have really good odds to win the game. You have the offense get the ball a lot more, and it gives you a lot better opportunities to score points. And especially for us as a defense, keeping them from scoring and giving us a chance to score and get points.
Yeah, and, for us trying to prepare for the game, I know obviously y'all thought the same, that Valdosta, this is kind of a pass-heavy offense. And they come into the game, they run the ball a lot more, kind of more of a balanced offense. So, how well were you and the team able to kind of adjust on the fly during that game?
Yeah, it wasn't a hard adjustment to make. With the defense that we run, we came out in the 3-3 stack right away. And having 5 guys in the box, it makes it look like they can run the ball a lot easier on us. But our D-line's done a really great job this year, beating blocks, keeping blockers off the linebackers in the second level. It's given us a lot better opportunity to make plays as linebackers in a secondary. And when it comes to the passing game, our DBs have been great this year. I think they're one of the best in the conference. And that just comes with their attitude every single day. They're not cocky, but they come in every day with a great attitude to work. And I think they've been really great for us. Yeah,
you put the game behind you last week, Jason. You move on now to the game against Chowan here on homecoming week, and you see an 0-7 team, but this is a Chowan team that led Delta State, who's number 5 in the country, led Valdosta, who gave y'all a hard time. So what's the mentality? You see 0 wins, but also this is a team that can compete.
Yeah, an 0-7 record, we really don't look at that too hard because, as we all know, the GSC is one of the best conferences in Division II, and every game can go one way or another. So we just got to come in with the same attitude and the same mindset. We don't look at other teams any differently. We don't take anyone lightly. We know we got to come in every day, give our best effort, and when we do that, usually it goes pretty well.
Yeah, obviously the game, this is on homecoming week, so, obviously you and the team want to enjoy kind of everything that homecoming has to offer, but, how do you guys balance that of, enjoying homecoming week, but also really locking in and focusing when the time needs it?
Yeah, for sure. We like to have fun at homecoming. Earlier in the week, like the main part of it, we're all kind of fresh still. But we like to go have fun, show our faces around, hang out with the other students on campus, with all of our other friends. And, later on in the week, we know that we got to settle down a little bit and start focusing on the game. And about Thursday, it's kind of when that happens, we'll start settling down, thinking, getting our minds right, and getting ready for the game.
Yeah, and Jason, finally, a fun fact about you is that you have an intramural team on campus during the off season. You kind of run and manage. So, even in the off season, how fun is it and how good does it make you feel to kind of still be involved on campus, even though you guys, aren't on the field?
Oh yeah, it's great. We love intramurals. We love just everyone on our team. This is probably the closest we've been as a team since I've been here. And intramurals is a really good way that we just decided to keep together. And it's not just our team. Like in all intramurals, there's people from our team that make the other teams, and it gives us more competition against each other and just other students on campus. And it's fun to go out there, hang out with everyone on campus, not just your teammates, and make connections, make bonds with people, and while also still being competitive, but in a friendlier way.
Yeah, I'm joined alongside redshirt senior linebacker Jason Betts. And Jason, we thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you.
The if in life, it's a world of possibilities. If you go for a night out with friends, if you can keep an eye on your money along the way, if you know you have overdraft protection with no fee transfers from savings, when you get a low balance alert, it's easier to say yes to fun. If that sounds good, try Regions Life Banking.
Stay ready for the if in life. Regions Bank, embrace the if in life.
There was a time when a person's word was enough, a time when a handshake meant something, and integrity really mattered. For over 70 years, the values of Farm Bureau Insurance have been rooted in hard work, faith, and family. In that time, we've seen the world change in many ways. What hasn't wavered is Farm Bureau Insurance's commitment to our customers to protect their way of life and serve the communities in which they live when they need us most. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
Welcome back to the Mississippi College Football Halftime Show. I'm Jay Saman, once again joined alongside my good friend Spencer Winans. On homecoming night, it's a 17-0 lead for the Choctaws over the Hawks of Chowan. And Spencer, let's kind of go over some points that the Choctaws need to kind of continue this dominance as they head into the second half with a lead. Now, of course, we know how much Chowan can get back into ball games. We've seen that a good bit this season, and it all really starts with Rashad McKee and his ability not only to scramble, but his ability to throw the ball as well.
Yeah, we've seen a little bit in the first half that these players are really ready to overcommit, and as soon as he gets out of the pocket, we step up and try and tackle him. That doesn't need to be the case. This guy, he can throw on the run as well, and we saw that a lot with little passes underneath, that he would get out of the pocket, a runner was coming across, and he would just throw it right over the linebacker's head as he came in to blitz. So we just have to make sure that we stay home until we make sure that he's gone and off for the running, and then we can go and get a tackle.
Absolutely. And, you look at the other quarterback in Cam Davis, and of course he had a few real big hitters, one of which set up a touchdown kind of on the 2-yard line. Of course, we mentioned 8 of 18, 88 yards, but it feels like he hasn't been very consistent, especially kind of in the open field, maybe around the midfield yard line. So what do you say to him to kind of establish himself?
Again, that's just kind of settling in. Again, we mentioned this is only his 3rd game starting, and of course, transferred from Southwest, very successful at Southwest, and now here, again, we talked about changing of the offense. It's just as he gets more and more comfortable, as we said, in the pocket and throwing those balls, you have to give your time for receivers to get open. And if they don't have that time, he's often pretty quick to scramble. Again, just kind of sit in the pocket and let those receivers develop those routes for sure.
Yeah, and of course you want Cam Davis to really test himself and pass the ball, but this run offense, they got themselves set up kind of later in the second half, but that first quarter was really tough for this running offense.
Again, this is a point where you have to kind of balance it out, but now with a big lead that we have now, you have to trust your running backs. We talked about at the beginning of the game, Dr. Vance and Charlie talked about in the beginning of the game how well the running backs have been this season. Just trust those guys to continue despite the fact that they didn't have a great first half.
Absolutely. Again, homecoming night for the Choctaws, and it's a good score so far. 17-0, your Mississippi College Choctaws lead the Chowan Hawks. We'll take one final break before we send it back up to Reed Vance and Charlie Williams for the start of the second half.
The right bank. It just fits. With online and mobile tools that give you the freedom to do more. The power to make your dream home yours. And help your business stay on top. Technology that makes one bank fit you to a T. Trustmark. People you trust, advice that works.
Ever wonder where the capital A in Chick-fil-A came from? It started with grade A, top quality chicken. But we believed everything, not just the food, should be grade A.
A is for above and beyond.
An extra level of care.
A game.
From caring for our guests in our community to cleanliness and safe service with a My Pleasure. A is for all the little things we do to bring you our best every day.
A little funky dance.
And that too.
Back at Robinson Hale Stadium, halftime score of our homecoming game is 17-0. Mississippi College leading the Chowan University Hawks. Well, it's homecoming here. We had a special announcement. In fact, a special visitor for the first time. Charlie, before the ball game, our new mascot was introduced.
Yeah, absolutely. The school decided to put it up to a vote to the student body, gave 3 different options for a name for the new mascot, and the student body settled on Tushko, which is a Choctaw word meaning warrior. And then they unveiled the new mascot by flying in a helicopter, landing it on the opposite side of the field, and riding him around the field on one of Dr. Thompson's golf carts.
Yeah, I was a little concerned because if you've ever seen the Turkeys Away episode of WKRP in Cincinnati, the whole idea of, birds getting out of helicopters can just end in disaster, but everything went just fine here today. In fact, they were giving out these T-shirts. This is the back of the T-shirt. I hope you can see this with the new design that's associated with the mascot. Here's the front with the new logo. So I don't know where you can get these, but
they were handing them out in the student section. I'm sure they're going to be available in the team store or somewhere anyway.
So we had the bird show up for the first time tonight, Tushka, and this Choctaw defense has showed up once again. 17. This is 4 straight quarters for the Choctaw defense to pitch shutout.
Yeah, and we talked throughout the first half. It just felt like the Choctaws were going to get a turnover throughout the first half. They would get their hands on it, knock the ball out right after a player went down, something like that. Finally secured the interception with about a minute and a half to go and capitalized, getting some points at the end of the quarter. And this Choctaw defense has just been lights out all night.
All right, let's go down to Zach Sewell, who's on the field. We think he can hear us. Zach, what do you got for us here as we start the second half?
Thank you, Reed. Going into this second half, the Choctaw defense defensive line still needs to get a little more pressure on Rashad McKee. They have yet to record a sack on him. However, the defense is playing a lot more aggressive, which is a refreshing sight after last week's loss against Valdosta State. And they are doing a better job of bringing down the runners on first contact, and it's paying off in dividends because they're getting off the field. We need to keep seeing that in the second half, and the offense just needs to keep capitalizing on what Chowan gives them. Back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Zach. As we get ready for the second half of football, a little extra time being put on the clock because of homecoming festivities. So we're going to take a quick timeout, and when we come back, we'll have the kickoff of the third quarter. It's 17-0 Mississippi College at the break, and Choctaws football will continue in a moment.
There was a time when a person's word was enough, a time when a handshake meant something, and integrity really mattered. For over 70 years, the values of Farm Bureau Insurance have been rooted in hard work, faith, and family. In that time, we've seen the world change in many ways. What hasn't wavered is Farm Bureau Insurance's commitment to our customers to protect their way of life and serve the communities in which they live when they need us most. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
The if in life, it's a world of possibilities. If you go for a night out with friends, if you can keep an eye on your money along the way, if you know you have overdraft protection with no fee transfers from savings, when you get a low balance alert, it's easier to say yes to fun. If that sounds good, try Regions Life Banking.
Stay ready for the if in life. Regis Bank embrace the if in life.
Starting the third quarter here in Clinton, 17-0 Mississippi College is our score. Just a word, if you're watching here tonight, I think we're having some internet issues in the press box. We've lost connection with our score bug there at the bottom of your screen. So the guys back in the studio are updating that manually. You will not be able to see the clock. And the live stats are kind of kaput here tonight. So I don't know if we didn't pay the internet bill, or squirrel chewed something up. I'm not sure, but that's okay.
I'm going to go ahead and say
broadcast for years before the internet. It worked just fine.
My guess is somebody at the internet company is just a big Delta State fan.
Maybe so. Well, after today, they're probably a little hot because West Florida went up and beat Delta State today, handed the Statesmen their first loss of the season.
They're bitter, taking out their anger on us.
Yeah, sure. Valdosta beat Shorter 42-14. And in the fourth quarter, West Georgia leading North Greenville 35-14. All right, the Hawks get the football to start the third quarter. The return out to the 22-yard line. Nice hit put on by the Choctaw special teams player.
Chase Rush again.
He's had a good night.
I think that might have been Ziegler that made the hit, actually.
It was 27 Ziegler. 25, I should say. So, Hawks will start at their own 23-yard line, 1st and 10. Hawks moving left to right, ball on the far side hash mark and a running play. And next to nothing there. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. I think that's Jason Betts coming up to make the stop. Betts, our halftime guest, outstanding Choctaw linebacker. Fayetteville, Tennessee. No gain, 2nd and 10. Rashad McKee, the quarterback for the Hawks. Really unable to get anything going in the passing game. When they can't do that, they're really going to struggle. Choctaws look like they want to come with a linebacker blitz here. Play clock down to 6. They've been called for 2 delay penalties already tonight, down to 2-1. There's the snap. McKee drops back, looking to throw. Pass caught, screen over the middle, down to the 31-yard line. Short of the line to gain for the first down. That's Felton, the running back, with the catch. 3rd and 2 coming up.
Choctaws have brought their linebackers on a blitz way more tonight than we're used to seeing. Although, like Zach mentioned during halftime, it hadn't really affected the quarterback as much. They've really done some damage to these Chowan running backs with those linebackers.
3rd and 2 for the Hawks. And And McKee with a high snap, pulls it down. Straight ahead, this is Felton. First down pickup, down to the 40-yard line. Nice run by Romeo Felton. He's out of Akron, Ohio, a sophomore. And again, the running game just hasn't been there. 76 yards a game for the Hawks this year. Move the chains here. Felton, 151 yards coming in. And it's 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Felton has 12 yards tonight. We've got another carry. And he's going to go straight ahead once more. Breaks free into the secondary to the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. That's the McKee, the quarterback on the carry. Faked the handoff, took it himself, and McKee scores the first points of the night for the Hawks.
It's his 5th touchdown on the ground this year. And like I talked about pregame, you know, not a big yards per carry because of just how many sacks he takes, but definitely a very capable threat with his legs and really showing it off there.
So the Hawks get on the board here in the opening minutes of the third quarter. The Choctaws had gone 4 straight periods of not giving up a point. Point after try is up, and it is good. Timeout on the field. 12:32 to play here in the third quarter. 17-7 Mississippi College, and Choctaws football will continue in a moment.
You practice that one thing over and over. After a few thousand reps, you master it. That's why the subspecialists at Mississippi Sports Medicine focus on one specific area of the body. So when they see you, they've seen your condition thousands of times. For a winning outcome, turn to Mississippi Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Center. Your life, our focus.
Ever wonder where the capital A in Chick-fil-A came from? It started with grade A, top quality chicken. But we believed everything, not just the food, should be grade A.
A is for above and beyond.
An extra level of care.
A game.
From caring for our guests and our community to cleanliness and safe service with a My Pleasure. A is for all the little things we do to bring you our best every day.
A little funky dance.
And that too.
Choctaws football is brought to you in part by Trustmark, proven financial advice through every phase of life. A bank that fits, it's a beautiful thing. Trustmark, member FDIC. 12:32 remaining in the third quarter. 17-7. Mississippi College has the lead. A 59-yard touchdown run by the Hawks quarterback Rashad McKee. So the Hawks right back in the ballgame. They really needed that, Charlie. They needed to put points on the board on that opening drive in order to have this game get out of hand.
Absolutely, and now it's time for their defense to kind of continue doing what they've done all night and just muddle things up for this Choctaw offense. But on the flip side, I really think now is the time for this Choctaw offense to double down on the run game. It's been working pretty well all night, but they've tried to stay fairly balanced. Nice return there. Helmet came off.
One of the best returns of the season, really, for Mississippi College. Marcus Williams on the return. He's averaging 20 yards per return. Gets considerably more there. They'll mark him out of bounds around the 36.
But like I was saying, I think now's the time to really double down on this run game.
Right now, the leading rusher is R.J. Wilson. He's got 53 yards.
Yeah, only 23 rush attempts, 18 pass attempts for this Choctaw offense. And like I said, I'd really like to see that rush attempt number grow and maybe get some more people involved too.
1st and 10 for MC from their own 38. Williams, the running back. Cam Davis steps back from the pocket, throws near side, pass incomplete. Intended for Jacob Stevens. He had Batiste open on the near sideline, but didn't see him, so it's 2nd and 10.
Intended for number 2, Jacob Stevens. 2nd down 10.
And that's one of those little levels routes where you'll basically have two receivers running the same route, one just 5 or 10 yards deeper than the other, forcing that cornerback to make a decision. And Batiste broke open, but just couldn't find him.
Williams stiff arms a man on the near sideline and is wrestled out of bounds around the 48.
I'm not so sure if that was a stiff arm or more of him just dribbling somebody.
Kamara Carey, the linebacker, a graduate student out of Belleville, Michigan, an Eastern Kentucky transfer. The victim there, 3rd and 1. Seems like Marcus is playing a little chip on his shoulder tonight. I've seen him barking a good bit. 3rd down 1 from the 47. And they'll give it to him straight ahead. I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Official on the near sideline marks him down at the 47, so that's not going to be a first down.
Yeah, I think Dwayne Smith got in there for Chowan, as the Choctaw offensive line just couldn't quite get the push they needed.
John Bland will lead the offense on the field on 4th down. Choctaws are 2 of 2 on 4th downs in the game. From the shotgun on 4th down. It's going to be Williams off right tackle. And I think he got it.
He got that one.
Officials coming in, marking him at the 49. That's enough for the first down.
I like seeing that out of the Choctaws. Just show Williams that you believe in him. Show him that you've got the faith that he can pick up that 4th down.
I hear what you're saying, but 4th and a yard, the quarterback sneak is just about undefeated, you know?
Yeah, and, you know, we've seen there's a couple of different plays that Choctaws have available for those 4th and short situations. You go all the way back to the shorter game where on that 4th and short, they gave the ball to Ron Creighton up the middle. He got 10 yards on a 4th and 1. And then we haven't seen that play since. I wonder, like, where did that go?
Here goes R.J. Wilson out to the 40-yard line on a 12-yard run on first down. Choctaws move the chains.
Creighton doesn't even have a carry tonight.
No, he's not. And this is something we're going to talk about later on in this quarter. We've got something to illustrate it. We'll get to it in a minute. But
sorry for blowing up your script.
No, that's fine. I'm glad you mentioned it because it is a clear trend on running back usage for the Choctaws for the last 5 games. We'll get to that in a few minutes. 1st and 10. Now from the Chowan 39, and it's Wilson straight ahead. And Wilson's down to the 35-yard line. So 2nd down and 6 coming up here for MC. We're at 10 minutes to play in the 3rd, 17-7, Mississippi College.
Gain of 4 on the play, 2nd down 6.
Line of scrimmage now the 35. Choctaws move right to left here in the 3rd quarter in front of this homecoming crowd. Big crowd on hand for tonight's ball game. At the end of a long day of festivities. And Wilson again, straight ahead. He's got another first down. RJ has been the workhorse in this ball game. 2nd-year man out of Independence, Mississippi, went to Itawamba Community College. Really, MC is blessed to have several guys who can run the football and run north-south very effectively.
Yeah, Wilson, 15 carries, 69 yards so far tonight.
So another first down pickup for MC. They're at the Chowan 28. They'll stay with Wilson in the backfield. Davis, 3-step drop, stays the pocket, fires right sideline. He led his man on, and it's incomplete. Outstanding effort there by the Choctaw receiver. That's Orion Thompson.
And if he'd looked to the other side, Smith was one-on-one going towards the end zone up the other sideline.
And it's 2nd and 10. So 2nd down 10 for Mississippi College. Batiste goes in motion to the far side. Wilson on the handoff. Great blocking all the way out to the 23. This O-line is doing a really good job, especially here in this 3rd period. 3rd down 5. Again, we had a couple of new names announced in the starting lineup tonight. Will Baggett at left guard, Seth Russo at center, but we have seen Levi Lett. 3rd down 3. Levi Lott, I beg your pardon. And Davis to throw. Under pressure, fires, pass tipped and intercepted at the 15-yard line. Big return, nobody but blockers on the return, and Chowan is within 3. Long touchdown return for the Hawks, number 13, Nick Wilson. It is his 4th interception of the season. He nearly had one earlier tonight. That one some really 85 yards from where he caught the football.
And I hate to pile on to Davis, but again, just a poor decision throwing into traffic on that play. He had his check down man wide open and instead forced it into double coverage on the right side, and that's what happens.
And just like that, it is 17-13 with a point after try pending. Play clock's down to 6. They don't have enough people on the field. They got to take a timeout here.
I think they'll just take the delay of game.
Well, I guess so. I don't see a penalty. There's the penalty marker on the field. 3rd time that the Hawks have been caught without enough men on the field. First time they've been penalized by it.
That was Rashad McKee running in late off the sidelines. He was supposed to be the holder.
Yeah, quarterback holding the snap, and he was way down on the south end of the field.
Yeah, and difficult to kick a PAT with no holder.
Snap is away. Kick is good. Timeout on the field. 8 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. 17-14, the Choctaws now lead by just 3. We'll take a break. Choctaws football will continue in a moment.
CED Tupelo, your local electrical distributor. At CED Tupelo, practicing our company motto of service, integrity, and reliability, CED has everything you need to power your home or business. We also provide materials for rural broadband connectivity, providing a fast and reliable connection. Our experienced and very knowledgeable staff are always ready to help you find the right products for your project. With our vast selection of inventory and same-day delivery, you can trust us to keep your project running smoothly. CED Tupelo, your one-stop shop for all your electrical needs.
CED's policy of service, integrity, and reliability is the driving force in every community they serve. Visit cedmagnolia.com for more information. Chowan to within 3, 17-14, 8 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. And it's Marcus Williams on the kick return out to the 24-yard line. It was a 77-yard interception return by Travion Mitchell. Mitchell was recorded as the man on the return for the touchdown there. I think I may have said some of the name, but Mitchell gets the touchdown on the interception return. And at the end of that kickoff return, a Hawks player slow to get up. So the training staff attending to him, and we'll see this Choctaw offense out onto the field. All right, this has become a game all of a sudden, hasn't it, Charlie?
Yeah, you know, we talked about going into this 3rd quarter, the Choctaws just needed to kind of continue doing what they were doing and just methodically keep chipping away. But the mistakes early in this 3rd quarter have been back-breaking. I mean, first the huge run by the quarterback and then the tip drill off the interception. And just like that, Chowan's right back in this.
See the injured Hawk as he gets up now and heads towards the sideline is 25, Kenny Tucker, special teams player.
But I think what the Choctaw offense needs to do right now is not any different than what I said going into this last drive. Just really, I mean, now more than ever, it's time to rely on this run game. The run game has been, it's been there, it's been strong throughout this game. And, I mean, the pass game clearly struggling a little bit. as Davis 8 for 21, 88 yards and an interception, just hasn't been clicking tonight.
So 1st and 10 for MC. Williams gets the started running back on this drive. He'll get the handoff. And Marcus powers through the line. Nice run out to the 33. That's going to be an 8-yard gain. He thought he had a first down, but just an 8-yard gain.
Looks like we got another Chowan player down, number 45.
All right,
That's
so
Jay-Sean Alston.
second time he's gone down tonight. The training staff will come over and take a look at him. I tell you what, Jace, while we've got a little time here, if you want to, our producer, Jay Saman, back in the studio, throw that graphic up. We were talking about just a minute ago how the Choctaws have used both Ron Creighton and Marcus Williams over the course of the last 5 ball games. If you're looking, you can see at Midwestern State, Creighton had 146 yards, season high, and of course 95 was on one run, but had a lot of touches, and then 24 touches the next week. And since his production has dropped off, but he just hasn't been used a lot. I mean, 1 carry against Valdosta State. We have not been told, and I've asked, and I haven't been told that he's been hurt. On the other hand, Marcus Williams has slowly but surely worked his way until tonight back into the lineup on a consistent basis. He had -4 yards against Midwestern State, ran for a season high 141 4 games later at Shorter, had 132 on a season high 24 carries last week. So Creighton it's not necessarily falling out of favor. It's just that how the coaching staff has decided to use these guys. Creighton just has dropped off the depth chart. Williams has kind of worked his way back up, but tonight, Williams has 58 yards and a touchdown on 13 carries. Creighton hasn't touched the ball. It's been R.J. Wilson. 16 carries, 81 yards, 5 yards a pop.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily that Creighton hasn't been used at all. I mean, we see him on the field right now. He's been in as a blocker for the majority of the offensive plays for this Choctaw offense. But, I mean, I'd really love to see them figure out a way, even within the confines of this spread offense, just to get him the ball. He's a playmaker. Let him get out there and try to make a play.
And this is Williams bounce to the outside. He's got the first down to the 43, maybe the 44-yard line.
I mean, you look back to that Midwestern State game, the 95-yard touchdown. Clearly, like, he doesn't lack speed. He's a big power back, don't get me wrong. He's not the fastest guy. But I know, like, the majority, or one main concern with really utilizing a fullback in a shotgun or a pistol-heavy offense like this is just at that run up to the line, they don't quite have the speed to hit the gap in time. And I don't think that would be a concern with Creighton.
I wouldn't think so either. This is another running play. The Choctaws are now starting to carry people with him as Williams all the way out to the 41 of the Hawks. We're at 6:49 to play in the third. 17-14 Choctaws who need to answer here. They've given up 14 straight.
Yeah, Choctaws cannot continue to let this one slip away.
Hawks winless on the season. Choctaws looking for just win number 3. And the schedule gets awfully tough from here on out for both teams. 1st and 10 for MC from the Hawks 41. This is Williams on a stutter step. Is going to be wrapped up this time, taken down from behind the line. And on the tackle for the Hawks is Dwayne Smith, defensive lineman. It's going to be a gain of a yard, though, 2nd down 9. So Williams now gets a break, and Wilson comes on. Second down 9 from the Chowan 40. Davis hands it off. Wilson bounces off one man to the 40 and got back to the original line. That's it.
I wonder if that was a face mask. Dwayne Smith looked like I don't know, one of the hands looked awful high on that tackle. Maybe not a face mask, maybe a horse collar. No flag either way, though.
Up 3rd down 9 coming up. Trayvon Mitchell, the defensive lineman, hobbled off towards the sideline for the Hawks there. 3rd down 9. Choctaws need the 31 to pick up the first down. Davis under pressure, and the pass is caught, but not much gain at all as the Hawks had a lineman come straight through unblocked.
Really well-defended screen pass by Chowan as they had one guy pursue the quarterback, but on those little screen passes to the running back, you want the entire defensive line to fall in towards the quarterback so he can just fade it up to that running back with nobody in front of him. But the three-man front for Chowan, 2 of the 3 stayed home on the running back, and he just had nowhere to go.
David Schuyler was the man of the backfield. Play clock down to 10. I think the Choctaws are going to take the delay of game penalty and probably punt the football away here. Team has come all the way to the sideline for a huddle with John Bland.
And that's just a kind of a demoralizing stop for the Choctaw offense. Felt like they had some momentum moving the ball. This defense, you really need a stop here to avoid Chowan tying it or taking the lead and stop this third quarter from being any more disastrous than it's already been.
Hawks have scored 14 here in the third. And they've cut it to 3, and now they're going to get the football back as Michael Shine comes on to kick it away. 2 kicks, 42-yard average tonight. Line of scrimmage, the 43. Good end over end, angle to the near side, goes out of bounds around the 20. And that is where the Hawks will set up shop, first and 10. 4:01 remaining in the third quarter, 17-14 Mississippi College. Mississippi Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Center is the official orthopedic team of physicians for MC Athletics. Mississippi Sports Medicine provides high-quality personalized treatment for injuries with a rehab and training staff to help you return to peak performance. Call 601-354-4488 to schedule an appointment or visit MississippiSportsMedicine.com to schedule online. First and 10 for the Chowan University Hawks. And a running play for Romeo Felton off left tackle. Across the 25 to the 26 he goes. 2nd and 4 upcoming. This Hawks team averaging 281 yards total per game. That is next to last in the Gulf South Conference. And if you look at who accounts for those yards, it's almost all the quarterback, Rashad McKee. He's averaging 231 yards a game. The rest of the team, 50 yards per ball game. Well, McKee tonight has 129 of their 153. And this is a running play. Spin move for Felton. And Felton out to the 29, short of the line to gain by just a yard. 3rd down 1.
Gain of 2 in the play. 3rd down 1.
So 3rd and 1, big opportunity here for the Choctaws to get the ball right back. McKee from the shotgun with 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right side. Got Grant Watts stepping in like he wanted to blitz here as the play clock's down to 6. Down to 4, and the Hawks are going to have to call a timeout. So we'll take 1, 2. 2:35 to play in the third quarter, 17-14 MC. And Choctaws football will continue in a moment.
You practice that one thing over and over. After a few thousand reps, you master it. That's why the subspecialists at Mississippi Sports Medicine focus on one specific area of the body. So when they see you, they've seen your condition thousands of times. For a winning outcome, turn to Mississippi Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Center. Your life, our focus.
All right, 2:35 remaining of the third quarter, 17-14 Mississippi College. And Chowan University looking at 3rd and 1 from their own 29-yard line. Hawks had to call a timeout. Play clock was running down. First timeout they've called this second half. On 3rd downs tonight, Chowan 4 of 8. Let's see what Coach Paul Johnson draws up here for him. 3rd and 1. McKee from the shotgun. Running play, nothing doing. Jason Betts comes around the edge and buries him at the 26.
And Jason Betts flying into the backfield there, read the snap count perfectly to go make that tackle.
The Choctaws stop them on 3rd and 1. It's 4th down, and the Hawks will punt the football away. That's a big stop for this Choctaw defense. And they'll get the ball back with about 2 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter, leading by 3. B. Williams standing back around the 35. Kick is away, short kick. B waves everybody off. It will bounce and be down at the 47-yard line. I'm wondering if Zach Sewell can hear me down on the field. He's talking with Garrett Franklin down there, who's got his pads off. And we saw Levi Lott had his pads off. We can hear Zach. He can't hear us tonight. A little squirrel in the system. But hopefully when he's got something he can add about those two outstanding offensive linemen. Of course, Garrett was hurt last week, and he was in the starting lineup tonight. I don't know that he started, but we were told he was going to start.
I don't think I've seen him on the field at all tonight.
So either.
We saw a little bit of Levi in the first half, but obviously none in this second half.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Choctaws, and Williams gets his play blown up in the backfield by Travion Mitchell. Loss on the play of about 5 yards.
And now Mitchell down. Looked a little unsteady on his feet after that hit.
For the record, Ronald Harris is in at right tackle for Mississippi College in the place of Garrett Franklin, as Mitchell is attended to on the field. The way they're stretching him out, it looks to be a cramp. How about it, Zach Sewell? Can you tell me anything about those two Choctaw offensive linemen?
So we got 2 diagnoses. One, Levi Lott is dealing with a inflamed AC joint in his right shoulder. So it's unknown if he'll be back next week, but the coaching staff didn't want to test it on homecoming. So he may or may not be back next week. And for Garrett Franklin, he is dealing with a torn labrum. So he is having an MRI Wednesday, and then they will get word from the doctors come by next weekend to see if he can come back in for the rest of the season, as it is his last.
That's right.
So we will look to see Garrett Franklin next weekend if the MRI comes out okay.
All right, that's good news. Yeah, Garrett is one of those Choctaws. He's been around for 4 years, redshirt senior out of the great city of Carriere, Mississippi, down on the Gulf Coast, suburb of Picayune, another great burg. And Garrett's one of those guys that we interviewed him, I think, last week?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. And he is not only an outstanding football player, he's one of those guys that, I won't say they're hidden talents because they're not hidden. Man, he can sing, he can act, he can dance.
How many offensive linemen are like routinely in theater productions as well?
No, very rare. And he's got all kinds of talent. He's working on his MBA here at Mississippi College. And Levi Lott, third-year man out of Water Valley, Mississippi, has been a steady player at left guard for Mississippi College now for a couple of years. And those are 2 big losses for this team on the offensive line, which really up until this last couple of games, the team has had not very many injuries that really have put guys out of action. It's going to happen. You get beat around a little bit. Hopefully those guys will be able to come back soon. So Mitchell very slowly walking back towards the Chowan sideline. And the Choctaws are going to have it 2nd and 15 after a loss of 5 on the first down play with 1:23 remaining of the 3rd quarter, 17-14 MC. And this is a running play to the near side for R.J. Wilson, turning the edge out to the 42. Not enough for the first down, but it's going to be 3rd and 4.
Yeah, nice show of speed from Wilson around the corner to make it 3rd and manageable.
All right, so they'll need the 46 to convert. We're in the final minute of the 3rd quarter here in Clinton. R.J. Wilson stays in at running back. He has been the featured guy tonight. A little movement on the line. Everybody gets back across. Play clock down to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And they don't get it away. Oh, my goodness.
That's going to hurt.
Man, from 3rd and 4 to 3rd and 9, that's brutal. I think John Bland is arguing, hey, they jumped. You didn't throw the flag.
And I think it's a legitimate argument, but
Yeah.
you can't let that just kill about 10 seconds.
That's
They
right.
jumped
Still
right
had
around
plenty of
the-
time to get that snap off.
Right around the 11-second mark was when
Yeah,
the
your
defensive end from Chowan jumped. You can't just let that freeze you for that long.
quarterback's got to know the situation. 3rd and 9. Much different scenario. Line against the 46. Davis gives it to Wilson straight ahead. Pyle's going to push him all the way for the first down and more inside Hawks territory down to the 45.
Strong run by Wilson. to put
Wilson
his head
with a
down.
run. V. Williams helping him out.
And the second effort was what really got him there. It looked like Chowan had him bottled up just short of the line to gain before he put his head down and just gained another 6-7 yards.
Timeout, into the third quarter. Choctaw 17, Hawks 14. Fourth quarter's next, and MC football will continue in a moment.
CED Tupelo, your local electrical distributor. At CED Tupelo, practicing our company motto of service, integrity, and reliability, CED has everything you need to power your home or business. We also provide materials for rural broadband connectivity, providing a fast and reliable connection. Our experienced and very knowledgeable staff are always ready to help you find the right products for your project. With our vast selection of inventory and same-day delivery, you can trust us to keep your project running smoothly. CED Tupelo, your one-stop shop for all your electrical needs.
CED's policy of service, integrity, and reliability is the driving force in every community they serve. Visit cedmagnolia.com for more information. Great bench. Charlie Williams, Zach Sewell with you from Robinson Hale Stadium in Clinton. Go to the fourth quarter. Mississippi College 17, Chowan University 14. Here on homecoming, you always want to win on homecoming. And the Choctaws really need a win here tonight, Charlie. You could win every game on the rest of the schedule, but look, next week at North Greenville, and then West Florida at home, and then at Delta State. Hear me say it. They can win all those games.
Now, the Choctaws are certainly capable of winning all of those games, but especially those final two, West Florida and Delta State, the top two teams in this conference right now. I mean, to put it quite bluntly, if you're letting Chowan hang around like this, it's going to be a tough go against either of those teams.
Other finals from today in the Gulf South Conference, Valdosta 42, Shorter 14, West Florida 24, Delta State 21. First loss of the year for the Statesmen. And West Georgia beat North Greenville 38-14.
Yeah, that's the Choctaws' opponent next week, North Greenville, like we were just talking about. Choctaws played West Georgia a lot closer just a few weeks ago, but
on first down, Marcus Williams skips off one man and has the first down pickup. Pyle still moving him down the field. I don't know why they blew the whistle there.
It was still moving.
He was still moving. There's an injured Hawk in the backfield, but he wasn't anywhere near the play.
Holding
So
that right
that's
knee,
a
maybe the calf.
Premature whistle, if you ask me. That Pyle was still moving.
I think Williams could have got another couple yards out of that play. But nonetheless, Choctaws next week, North Greenville. I mean, at first glance, certainly the most winnable of the final three, but they're going to have to come out with a lot more energy in that one than they have tonight.
It's Jay-Sean Alston going down for the third time in the ball game, cramping up. So not a terribly warm night, 82 at game time, probably about 78 now. Going to be mid-40s by the morning, but got to stay hydrated. They're looking at his right leg. 14:42 to play in the fourth, 17-14 MC. For the Hawks. Next week, West Alabama at home, and then at West Florida. They really need this game just to get a win.
Absolutely. Talking to Coach Bland last week after the game, you know, he talked about how he really does feel like this is a good football team. They just have several games where you can chalk it down to one or two little things that let it slip away. And so, I mean, he certainly believes that they are good enough to beat anybody in this conference.
Yeah.
But they just have to play a little more discipline and with more energy than they played with tonight.
I'll give them this. This game and the game against Valdosta last week, much more discipline in terms of penalties. Running play, and it's Williams out to the 26-yard line. The Choctaws went through a stretch of about 4 or 5 games to start the season where they were getting called for unsportsmanlike penalties left and right. Very undisciplined, especially on special teams.
And another injury
and another
for Chowan.
Hawk is down. Boy, I tell you what, this Chowan training staff, they're earning their pay tonight, aren't they?
Yeah. These trainers are getting their steps in, running on and off the field at this rate pretty much every 3 plays or so.
This is Dwayne Smith, another lineman. So while they're working on Smith, we're going to take a quick break. 14-17 to play in the fourth, 17-14 MC, and Choctaws football will continue in a moment.
The if in life, it's a world of possibilities. If you go for a night out with friends, if you can keep an eye on your money along the way, if you know you have overdraft protection with no fee transfers from savings, when you get a low balance alert, it's easier to say yes to fun. If that sounds good, try Regions Life Banking.
Stay ready for the if in life. Regis Bank embrace the if in life.
14-17 to play fourth quarter, 17-14 Mississippi College. Dwayne Smith got his leg straightened out. And our Zach Sewell. Zach, go get these guys some water.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna go get them. I'm gonna go get them. Let me go get it. Let me go get some bottles real quick.
Well,
Help is on the way.
I really hope we got the camera on Zach just hustling down the sidelines towards the MC water.
He's got it.
As he's
got him an extra jug.
All right, here we go. Here, second and 4. And it's Williams straight ahead. And he's got the first down, it appears, to the 22. He'll move the chains.
And shockingly little resistance from the Choctaw training staff as Zach went and just about stole one of their Powerade jugs.
I got to get in the way of him. All right, first down for the Choctaws. I'd say a score here would put the game away, but, you know, Chowan scored 14 straight pretty quick at the start of the third quarter. But Choctaws looking for points. It's Marcus Williams between the tackles. And he bounces to the outside and still going. And Marcus down to the 16. Nice strong run after the first contact by Marcus Williams.
And really strong lead block from Ron Creighton, somebody we've talked about a lot tonight. Yep. No carries for him, but still doing his job as a fullback with that block.
Down to the 15-yard line as Marcus now over the 100-yard mark. Second down 2. And Wilson back in at running back. They'll give it to him. And he'll follow the block of Ron Creighton down to the 10-yard line. That's another first down. That's 19 first downs now for Mississippi College to only 5 for Chowan.
And Creighton and Kamari Carey a little tied up after that one. as Creighton was pulled away by a teammate. Nobody from Chowan was trying to get between Carey and Creighton on that one.
Goal to go for Mississippi College at the 10-yard line. Looking to make it a two-score game once again. Davis takes the snap, hands it off to Wilson. And Wilson inside the 10 to near the 8, closer to the 9. So second down, goal to go from there.
And a touchdown here would definitely make everybody feel a whole lot better about where this game is at right now.
The 3-point Choctaw lead is early in the fourth. Two receivers right, one to the left side on second down, goal to go from the 9. Wilson following the block. Wilson is into the end zone. Touchdown, Choctaw.
And I think the most excited person on the field after that touchdown was fullback Patrick Gardner, as he was the one that cleared the way for Wilson on that run.
Yeah, you know, if you're a player like Gardner, you know you're not going to touch the football. You got to go out and do your job. And Gardner did just that. And
outstanding block.
Yeah, and I think you can also credit on the block there for Mississippi College, Hayden Calhoun. He was doing a great job paving the way. Point after is good. Timeout with 11:38 to play in the fourth quarter. 24-14 MC. We're going to take a break. Choctaws football will continue in a moment.
Ever wonder where the capital A in Chick-fil-A came from? It started with grade A, top quality chicken. But we believed everything, not just the food, should be grade A.
A is for above and beyond.
An extra level of care.
A game.
From caring for our guests in our community to cleanliness and safe service with a My Pleasure. A is for all the little things we do to bring you our best every day.
A little funky dance.
And that too.
The right bank. It just fits. With online and mobile tools that give you the freedom to do more. The power to make your dream home yours. And help your business stay on top. Technology that makes one bank fit you to a T. Trustmark. People you trust. Advice that works.
11:38 to play in the fourth quarter. 24-14 Mississippi College. And Zach, from down on the sideline, it seemed like maybe that touchdown woke some people up.
Absolutely. Seeing a lot more smiles down here on the Choctaw sideline, bringing it back to some sort of life here, because people were getting concerned as we slip further and further into this game. But Marcus Williams and R.J. Wilson have done a great job of putting this offense on their back and carrying them to hopefully a victory over Chowan.
Yeah, that's a great point. It's a 1-2 punch tonight. R.J. Wilson, 22 carries, 125 yards. Marcus Williams, 21 carries, 110 yards. Each has a touchdown. Cam Davis also with a touchdown rushing. Fair catch called for on the kickoff at 13. Hawks will start there, 1st and 10, down by 10. I don't know what anybody else has done today, but 22 carries, 125 yards and a touchdown. If he gets a few more yards and maybe adds another score, that's Offensive Player of the Week material for R.J. Wilson. Love to see that happen for him if possible.
And no slouch of a day for Marcus Williams either. One less carry, 10 less yards, and a touchdown of his own. I mean, quite the 1-2 punch at tailback today.
Fair catch was called for on the kickoff inside the 20. They bring it out to the 25. That's the rule. 1st and 10 for the Hawks. From there, McKee rolls out right side. Gonna throw on the run. Got a man wide open, and it's caught at the opposite 45. Tackle busted to the 35-30. Down to the 25-yard line, and with one play, the Hawks are within striking distance. Catch is made by Tyree Holloway, a freshman from Jacksonville, North Carolina. It is his second catch of the night, his 18th of the year.
And that's exactly what's kept Chowan in this game so far, is just these 2 or 3 big plays that they've been able to capitalize on in this second half. Let's see if they can do something with it.
Quickly to the Choctaw opposite 25. That is a 50-yard catch and run. Harkless, the deep man of the formation here. Play clock went down to 0. There's another delay of game.
Yeah, Chowan just couldn't quite figure out what they were doing in their backfield as they had two backs standing back there, Gooch and Harkless, and they both kept switching sides. And I think McKee wanted one on either side, but they both kept going to one side or the other.
So from 1st and 10 to 1st and 15. Line of scrimmage becomes the 30. Harkless in motion. Quarterback steps up. McKee on the run. Being chased. Tackled by his ankles. At the 30-yard line by Jason Betts. From our perspective, it really didn't look like he got too much of him, but I guess just the shoelace was enough.
Just enough to knock him off balance.
2-yard gain on the scramble, 2nd and 13. Clock rolls. Are under 10 minutes to play in the game. 24-14 MC. Three receivers to the right, one to the left side. McKee drops back, stays in the pocket, fires wide open along the far sideline is Toaster. He's pushed back. Let's see where forward progress gets him.
And that's got to be a mistake in coverage somewhere for MC, as there wasn't a defender within about 5 yards of him.
It is not enough for the first down. 3rd and a yard. Quickly up to the line. McKee goes up under center. They'll try to push him over the line, and it appears they have done just that.
I don't know, the spot looks close.
Yeah, you're right. I haven't seen it marked first down yet.
We got the wave from the white hat just now. As the line judges came out just about on the line.
They're usually the ones that say move the chains. They didn't, but the ref did. 8.5 to play in the game. 24-14 MC. First and 10 of the Choctaw 15-yard line for Chowan. McKee looking to run, being chased, and down he goes around the 14-yard line. He heard Deshaun Washington coming from his backside, and that's a gain of 2.
Yeah, big Deshaun Washington, like we've talked about, the Choctaws don't have a sack yet tonight, but Washington, the Texas A&M transfer, has been in the backfield hunting McKee throughout this game.
Under 8 minutes now to play. Hawks can take a lot of time. Down by 10. Looking to make it a one-score game.
And
quarterback
there's
is
the sack.
sacked. McKee goes down, and for the Choctaws, it is a quarterback sack for Keyshawn Brinkley.
Rashad McKee looking for a little face mask penalty there. Not going to get it as he was high-fived in the face.
Didn't grab it. No penalty for illegal use of hands, so a loss back to the 21, and it's 3rd and 16.
Nice response by the Choctaw defense. After getting put on their heels with the big pass, let's see if they can get the stop here on 3rd down.
That is only the 6th quarterback sack for the Choctaws this season. 3rd and 16. Pressure coming out of the backfield. Catch made by Harkless. Harkless to the far side. Out of bounds at the 10. And it's going to be 4th down and 4 or 5 here for the Hawks. They're down 10. You can go ahead and maybe try for the 3 here. Let's see what they do.
Offense pleading their case at least. They got their kick team lined up on the sideline, but
well, it's too late now. It's down to 20 on the game clock, or the play clock, I should say.
And if you're Chowan, I wouldn't want to waste a timeout at this point.
Nope. So it's 4th and 5. They need to make the 5 for the first down. Play clock down to 5, 4, 3, 2. There's the snap. McKee looking to throw over the middle of the end zone. Too wide, incomplete, and the penalty marker comes down.
Jacoby Graves in coverage. They're going to say he got too handsy on Noah Toaster.
And I'm looking through my binoculars at the play, and he did.
Yeah, it looks like Toaster just couldn't quite get his hands up to the ball, and that's when they're going to call a lot of the time.
I will say, I'm back here in the end zone, and as Reed said, that one was too high. I think it was way too high. I'm standing right here in the back of the end zone. Uncatchable.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's definitely within the realm of possibilities. I mean, that one was overthrown for sure.
Yeah, the pass landed nearly on the end line. All right, so it's 1st and goal to go after the penalty from the 2-yard line for the Hawks. Penalty occurred in the end zone. Pass near side. It is caught. Touchdown, Chowan.
Tyree Holloway with the catch.
And once again, it is a one-score ball game. Holloway's 3rd catch of the night. First touchdown pass for McKee. And with 6:09 to play in the 4th quarter, an extra point away from being a 3-point ball game. Jose Colunga, a freshman from Orlando, for the PAT. Kick is away, kick is good. 6:09 to play, 4th quarter. 24-21, Mississippi College with the lead. We'll take a break. Choctaws football will continue in a moment.
The right bank. It just fits. With online and mobile tools that give you the freedom to do more. The power to make your dream home yours. And help your business stay on top. Technology that makes one bank fit you to a T. Trustmark. People you trust. Advice that works.
Ever wonder where the capital A in Chick-fil-A came from? It started with grade A, top quality chicken. But we believed everything, not just the food, should be grade A.
A is for above and beyond.
An extra level of care.
A game.
From caring for our guests in our community to cleanliness and safe service with a My Pleasure. A is for all the little things we do to bring you our best every day.
A little funky dance.
And that too.
6:09 remaining in the ball game. Choctaws 24, Hawks 21. And the kickoff will be taken by Marcus Williams. Nice return, 25-30, finds a seam to the 40, 45, there he goes. Only the kicker to beat, and he beats it. Marcus Williams goes all the way. Touchdown, Choctaws! And just like that, the Choctaws are back up 2 scores.
And Marcus Williams go all the way back to his freshman year. His very first play as a Choctaw was a mistake on a kick return. But ever since then, even in that very game, had a couple of really nice returns. Has always been dangerous. Finally gets one all the way back to the end zone. And couldn't be at a better time.
Marcus came into the ball game averaging 20 yards a kick return. That's his second touchdown of the night. He had 1 rushing, so maybe it's Marcus who may get a nod for Offensive Player of the Week. I think you can nominate either he or R.J. Wilson for that honor this week. Kick us away and good.
Can you do a co-offensive player of the week for teammates?
Can. Yeah,
I know we had co-offensive players of the week a couple weeks ago from players on different teams.
31-21 MC, 5:56 to play in the 4th. We'll take a break. Choctaws football will continue in a moment.
There was a time when a person's word was enough, a time when a handshake meant something, and integrity really mattered. For over 70 years, the values of Farm Bureau Insurance have been rooted in hard work, faith, and family. In that time, we've seen the world change in many ways. What hasn't wavered is Farm Bureau Insurance's commitment to our customers to protect their way of life and serve the communities in which they live when they need us most. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
A 95-yard kickoff return for a touchdown for Marcus Williams. And it is a 31-21 Choctaw lead with 5:56 to play. As exciting as that was for the Choctaws, and it was exciting. And Zach, you're down there on the sideline. What was the reaction?
Absolute elation on the sideline as Marcus Williams threw one of the biggest counter punches in this ball game. Marcus Williams caught that kickoff, ran straight up the field, and did not look back, and his team was running right with him all the way down the field.
And now the Hawks on the return out to the 30. That's a good word to describe it. It's a counter punch because the Hawks had just delivered a big punch of their own to get to within 3, and as elated as the Choctaws may feel, boy, if you're the Hawks, you got to think, geez, Louise, we were right there. And this is another one of these games for the Hawks. We mentioned it earlier. I mean,
they just have this ability to hang around with everybody. And as frustrating as it's been tonight, they've hung around with, like we've talked about, some of the powerhouses in this conference.
Yep. Up 5 to Valdosta in the middle of the third quarter. Lost that game. Down 1 in the fourth. North Greenville lost that one. Down 4 late third against West Georgia last week. Lost that one. All right, 1st and 10 here for the Hawks. High snap. And McKee didn't know what he wanted to do with it there. It was a high snap. He brought it down for a minute. I thought he was going to kick the football, pooch kick it. And he winds up just kind of tossing it with both hands to the running back, Harkless, off to the side for a loss of 2 yards.
Yeah, the little speed option. Thought he wanted to pitch, thought he wanted to keep, changed his mind. None of it was going to work.
2nd and 12. 5:21 now to play in the fourth quarter. 10-point Choctaw lead. 2 receivers to either side, and now the Hawks got to start looking more downfield. They've had some limited success doing that. Pressure applied, quarterback hit, and there's a penalty marker down as the pass goes incomplete. Now let's see what this flag's going to be.
McKee down. He took a hard hit from the blind side.
Yeah, Kevin Smith, the linebacker, first-year man out of Clarksdale, got him, but the penalty marker, I don't think, is on the hit.
No, it was too close to the line of scrimmage, I think, to be on the hit.
It was before the hit.
Could he have been offsides?
I think it's a motion penalty. Zach, do you see anything?
I believe you're right, Reed. I think it was a motion penalty as there was a little movement before that snap.
And if I'm the Choctaws, I'd decline this.
Absolutely.
Holding, that's worse. Decline it. It's 3rd down. And McKee's going to have to go to the sideline as he walks over towards the far side of the field. Joseph Manley, a freshman from Upper Marlboro, Maryland, is listed as the backup. He'll come in. He's attempted 2 passes this year. He's not completed any of them. Choctaws declined the penalty, 3rd and 12.
And that's a huge blow for Chowan, like we've talked about throughout this game. He is the offense.
Yep. Manley rolls out, looking to throw on the run. Pass is caught. And out of bounds goes Demetrius Moore, the tight end. Thrown out of bounds by, I think that was Grant Watts, it is.
Looks like they're going to go for it. McKee's back in the game.
You know, Moore, the tight end, is one of their best receivers in terms of yardage and catches this year, but I think that's his first touch tonight. It is. 4th down, 7. They've got to go for it with 4.5 to play, down 10. Line against the 42. McKee back in. He'll roll out right side, throw on the run. Pass is
dropped.
But I think he held on to it. He held on to it at the 49-yard line, and that is a 1st down. Charlie, you saw it. I'm looking at the binoculars. It did bounce. It bounced off his foot, and he caught it.
Wow.
That's a good call. Hometown crowd's booing. I'm telling you, he caught that football. But you're right. It looked like it bounced off the ground, but it bounced off his foot. First and 10 for the Hawks. McKee steps up, throws, and intercepted.
Anderson Watts.
And he's got a clear lane to the near sideline. Quarterback knocks him out of bounds.
And he's headed right towards the student section. And he's getting mobbed. No, he's going straight towards his family to throw him the ball. I think that's his dad that he just threw the football to.
The Anderson Watts family, they always come. They always sit right down there on the track.
And they're always some of the loudest people in this stadium.
And they've got their own Anderson Watts number 2 shirts on.
They tailgate before every game.
They do.
One of the staples of just Mississippi college football for the last couple of years. Glad to see such a huge play.
Yeah, there are a lot of families
Trey.
that do that. Just looking at the stands now, I see the family of Levi Lott, Andrew Studer, the long snapper, his family. They got their guys' numbers on their shirts. And that time it's Trajan Anderson Watts returning it to the 25-yard line. And with 3:44 to play in the game, that may just do it. 31-21 MC is the score. And on a running play for 2 yards, it'll be 2nd and 8 for Mississippi College.
And now if you look down, somebody from the Mississippi College trainings, or from the equipment staff, looks like they're trying to get that football back. And I don't think they're getting that ball back.
I don't know. Something tells me they might get the ball back.
But
2nd down 8 here for MC from the 23 of Chowan. Running play, Wilson. Wilson barreling ahead to the 16. 3rd and 1 coming up.
Something tells me Trey had that planned. I've never seen somebody sprint to the sideline so fast after getting knocked down.
Came all the way behind the cheerleaders and the dance team and right to his family at the base of the bleachers. All right, we've got 2:40 to play in the ball game. The Choctaws pick up a first down here. The Hawks do have 2 timeouts left. So even picking up a first down won't technically do it. But it will go a long way to force the Hawks to maybe call a timeout. You'd think they might have taken one there, but they didn't. And this is R.J. Wilson. First down pickup and more inside the 5. Down to the 4, maybe the 3.
And you mentioned, first down wouldn't quite seal this one, but a touchdown certainly would make you feel good.
Well, I think there's a situation. If the Hawks want to use timeouts, you keep running the ball like that. But here, you don't have to. You can take an E and have the clock run out. We're at 1:47 to play in the game, 31-21 MC. Play clock down to 10. Wilson is the deep man in the pistol. They'll give it to him. Straight ahead. Touchdown, Choctaws. R.J. Wilson with his 2nd of the night. And it's 37-21, and homecoming will leave everybody going home happy.
Well, we talked about kind of early in this second half, pass game just wasn't working, and it was time to lean on the run. And I think the Choctaws have certainly done that down the stretch in this 4th quarter to seal it.
Whistle before the kick. I think maybe the biggest decision now rests on the shoulders of Blake Ware, who to nominate for Gulf South Conference Offensive Player of the Week. R.J. Wilson, 26 carries, 148 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Marcus Williams, 21 carries, 110 yards, a touchdown, plus a 95-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. Got to nominate them both, right? Hope they say, hey, it's time to give these guys.
I don't envy his position of having to pick one.
Point after the whistle, good.
And I know for myself, when we're voting for the MC Student Athlete of the Week, I think one of those two is probably going to get my vote.
38-21 MC with 1:33 to play. Choctaws will move to 3-4, 2-3 in the conference. Hawks will drop to 0-8, but again, this is a team that has been right there the last 4 ball games, unable to seal the deal. They will be in the league this year. Next year, we'll go to Chowan. It is about a 14-hour drive. It is in the upper northeast reaches of North Carolina, little town of Murfreesboro. I've been there. It's a very nice town, about an hour or so away from Virginia Beach, Virginia. Not easy to get to, but we'll go there next season. And then they're off to Conference Carolinas with Shorter.
And North Greenville as well.
And North Greenville. Gulf South Conference added Trevecca Nazarene a couple of weeks back, but they don't play football. As of right now, 2025, the Gulf South Conference will have just 5 football-playing schools. My sources tell me that they are feverishly working to add more football-playing members to the GSC.
Yeah, several months ago, I was able to talk to the conference commissioner for a story I was working on. Yes, sir. And he told me that they are certainly looking to expand, but they're also doing their due diligence to find a fit.
That's right.
Which is difficult to do for a conference like this.
And here's the real problem. The real problem is finding a team. If you want to expand, you need football teams, but do we really need any more schools for all the other sports, right? 1st and 10. McKee, beg your pardon, that's Manley going to run with it with the penalty marker coming down. We'll stop the clock momentarily with 1:17 to play. And I don't, hear me when I say this, I like all of our friends in the Gulf South Conference, but we got a lot of football. We got a lot of schools in the GSC that don't play football, and that becomes a real problem. When you go out and look for somebody else to add to the league, you got to find somebody to come in to just play football. That's a lot harder to do unless you want to keep adding teams to the league and have more and more schools for other sports, which maybe that's the plan. I don't know.
And I
think that's what you got to do, right? That's got to be your first option.
And this is just off the top of my head, no confirmation. But I wonder if some schools in the Gulf South that don't play football may consider picking it up.
That's what needs to happen. 1st and 20 after the holding penalty. Pass to the middle, incomplete. And the clock will stop with 1:05 to play.
Because there's a couple schools that are large enough to support a football program.
There are plenty of schools.
Is the first one that comes to mind.
Plenty of schools in the Gulf South Conference. If they wanted to play football, they could do it, and they need to start thinking about it. But we've got too many schools in this league that don't play football. And they've got their good reasons, I'm sure. But it's diluting the quality of the conference. That's my opinion. Running play. Choctaws stopping behind the line. 56 seconds to play in the game. And they'll have to run one more play on 3rd and about 20. Some schools don't want to play football because of politics. I get that. Some it's about money. Some it's about mission. We just Charlie. To me that's the answer.
I agree. I mean,
but I don't. They don't pay me to make those kind of decisions.
Sure.
And I'm glad they don't, for the record.
And not to rag on Union or anything. It's a great school.
No.
But they had a very successful program.
Yes.
In the early 20th century.
Yeah.
They hung with a lot of the powerhouses that are now in the SEC. So certainly the historical precedents, they've got a football, or at least a football field with some bleachers around it. So there's at least a start for some facilities. Who knows? But
all right, that's it. Homecoming, a successful event for Mississippi College all the way around from start to finish. And it finishes with a 38-21 win over Chowan University. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back, wrap it all up when Choctaws football continues in a moment.
CED Tupelo, your local electrical distributor. At CED Tupelo, practicing our company motto of service, integrity, and reliability, CED has everything you need to power your home or business. We also provide materials for rural broadband connectivity, providing a fast and reliable connection. Our experienced and very knowledgeable staff are always ready to help you find the right products for your project. With our vast selection of inventory and same-day delivery, you can trust us to keep your project running smoothly. CED Tupelo, your one-stop shop for all your electrical needs.
CED's policy of service, integrity, and reliability is the driving force in every community they serve. Visit cedmagnolia.com for more information. Choctaws win it 38-21 over Chowan University. And we will give you the scoring summary of this ball game. Ben Pledger with a 46-yard field goal late first, made it 3-0 MC. Marcus Williams, 2-yard touchdown run. Midway through the second, made it 10-0 MC. And right before the half, Cam Davis from 1 yard out made it 17-0 MC, but the Hawks fought back, scored 14 points early in the third quarter. McKee's 59-yard touchdown run, and then the interception returned by Trevion Mitchell, 62 yards to make it 17-13. Choctaws got 7 back on R.J. Wilson 9-yard touchdown run, made it 24-14. Then Rashad McKee to Tyree Holloway, 2 yards out, 24-21 MC. But on the ensuing kickoff, Marcus Williams, 95 yards, made it 31-21 as Williams scored. That was really the nail tonight. R.J. Wilson added a touchdown late, 3 yards out, 37. Now 38-21, the final. Choctaws are 3-4. Hawks are 0-8. Individually for MC, Cam Davis, 9 of 22, 90 yards, but the rushing game dominant tonight. R.J. Wilson, 26 carries, 148 yards, 2 touchdowns. Marcus Williams, 21 carries, 110 yards, a touchdown, plus that 95-yard interception return. So, Mississippi College gets a desperately needed win on homecoming. Tough road ahead. Begins next week at West Georgia. Hey, Choctaw fans, you got a new way to follow your favorite MC teams online. Blue and Gold Media is the new student media group at Mississippi College. They cover campus news, sports, arts, and more. Reading's always free. Subscribers receive the latest stories directly in their email inbox. Visit blueandgoldmc.com for more. Charlie Williams going down to the field now to gather information for the story about this game that will be up tomorrow. Choctaws football is a production of Blue and Gold Sports at MC in cooperation with the Mississippi College Department of Communication, offering undergraduate degrees in digital media production, interpersonal and public communication, journalism, media analytics, ministry communication, public relations, and sports media, plus graduate degrees offered online. For more information, visit communication.mc.edu. Our next broadcast of Choctaws football is next Saturday. Choctaws go to North Greenville University to take on the Crusaders. Kickoff scheduled for 1 o'clock Central Time. Pregame show at 12:45. You can listen to it live at GoChoctaws.com. Thanks to our entire Blue and Gold Sports Media crew for producing tonight's ball game. Jay Seaman, our producer, Evan Brown, our director, and all of our talented folks. Once again, our final score. Mississippi College on homecoming gets a win. Choctaws 38, Chowan University 21. For Charlie Williams and Zach Sewell, I'm Reed Vance saying thanks for joining us for Mississippi College Choctaws football. All right, good deal. Thanks, guys.